This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network. You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Welcome to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, the U.S. News & World Report's #1 engineering school in the United States that offers a master's as its highest degree for 18 consecutive years. Rose-Hulman, where you come to find yourself. Find yourself through.
With 63 tackles, 7 interceptions, and 3 interception returns for touchdowns. He's a mechanical engineering major from Columbus, Ohio, and is joined by his parents, Dorothy and Frank Amanqua, number 21, Winston Amanqua. Today's second senior is Kaiser Bowen. The two-time first-team All-HCAC selection has career totals of 170 tackles, 24.5 tackles for loss, and 5 sacks. He's a mechanical engineering major from Centerville, Michigan, and is joined by his parents, Jackie and Tony Bowen, number 5, Kaiser Bowen. The third senior, number 24, Rashard Brown. A two-time All-HCAC selection, including first team in 2021. He has career totals of 95 tackles, 9 interceptions, and 11 pass breakups. The mechanical engineering major is from Columbia, South Carolina, joined today by his mother, Joy Smiley, and grandmother, Sarah Smiley. Number 24, Rashard Brown. Our next senior, number 0, Devin Cobb. A 3-year starter on the defensive line with career totals of 70 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, and 6 sacks. Devin's a biomedical engineering major from Columbus, Ohio, and is joined today by his parents, Kenesha and David Cobb, number 0, Devin Cobb. Our next senior, number 56, Peter Cross. Honorable mention All-HCAC in 2021 with career totals of 113 tackles, 16 TFLs, and 3 fumble recoveries. He's a mechanical engineering major from Bowling Green, Kentucky, joined by his mother, Kira, father, Don, grandfather, Don Cross, and Sue Grant, number 56, Peter Cross. Our next senior, number 32, Desmond Dunson. A 4-year member of the defensive line with 16 tackles, 4 TFLs, and 1 sacks. He's a mechanical engineering major from Conyers, Georgia, and joined by his parents, Danielle and Cedric Dunson, number 32, Desmond Dunson. Our next senior, number 7, Alex Griesach. A first-team All-HCAC selection in 2021 with 169 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns, 74 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. He's an electrical engineering major from Havre de Grace, Maryland, and joined by his parents, Robin and Jeffrey Griesach, number 7, Alex Griesach. Number 34, Peyton Grinowitz. A 4-year member of the Rose-Hulman defense with 34 tackles, 3 TFLs, and 1 sack. He's an electrical engineering major from West Chicago, Illinois, joined by his parents, Cindy and Michael Grinowitz, number 34, Peyton Grinowitz. Our next senior, number 23, graduate student, John Ruska. A 4-year member of the offense with 1 reception, a tackle, and a fumble recovery. He's a civil engineering graduate student and 2022 bachelor's degree recipient, joined by his parents, Melissa and John Ruska, number 23, John Ruska. Up next, number 91, Zachary Kaler. A 4-year member of the Rose-Hulman football program with 2 tackles and 1 TFL. He's a mechanical engineering major from Wharton, Ohio, joined by his parents, Teresa and Stephen Kohler. Number 91, Zachary Kaler. Up next, number 2, Tice Miller. A 2021 D3Football.com All-Region and 2-time All-HCAC selection with 68 tackles, 11 interceptions, 18 pass breakups, and 2 block kicks. He's a mechanical engineering major from Bargersville, Indiana, joined by his parents, Candy and Terry Miller. Number 2, Tice Miller. Up next, number 3, Jacob Nanafabu. A 4-year member of the offense and special teams with 6 receptions for 38 yards and 6 tackles. He is a chemical engineering major from Columbus, Georgia, joined by his mother, Aline Nanafabu, and brother, William Nanafabu Jr. Number 3, Jacob Nanafabu. Up next, number 11, Riley Roberts, a first-team All-HCAC selection in 2020-21 with career totals of 56 yards receiving, 106 tackles, and 2 defensive touchdowns. He's a mechanical engineering major from Greenwood, Indiana, joined today by his mother, Lori Kelsheimer, father, Ryan Roberts, and sister, Lily Kelsheimer. Number 11, Riley Roberts. Up next, number 85, Justin Sands, a 4-year member of the football program with 1 rushing touchdown, 11 tackles, and a TFL. He's a mechanical engineering major from Center Hall, Pennsylvania, joined by his parents, Ann and Barry Sands. Number 85, Justin Sands. Next honoree, number 20, Lance Shelton, a 4-year member of the Rose-Hulman backfield with 328 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. He's a civil engineering major from Kansas City, Missouri, joined by his parents, Leona and Anthony Shelton. Number 20, Lance Shelton. Up next, number 8, Tyler Smith, a 2-time first-team All-HCAC selection with first-team honors in 2021. He has career totals of 83 tackles, 13.5 TFLs, 8 sacks, and 2 interceptions. He's a mechanical engineering major from Spring, Texas, joined today by parents Kaira and T. Smith and brother Carter Smith. Number 8, Tyler Smith. Up next, number 1, Shai Kuso, a 4-year member of the Rose-Hulman secondary with 46 tackles, 8.5 TFLs, 3 interceptions, and a defensive touchdown. He's a mechanical engineering major from Indianapolis, joined today by mother Katie Diallo and nephew Elijah Mangina. Number 1, Shai Kuso. Up next is number 9, Adam Taisalu, a 2-time second-team All-HCAC selection, 98 receptions for 1,496 yards and 12 touchdowns. He's number 12 in school history in receiving yards and 13th in receiving touchdowns. The civil engineering major from Java, Virginia, is joined today by assistant coach Alex Richards. Number 9, Adam Taisalu. Our final senior, number 97, Andrew Walkowski, a 4-year member of the Rose-Hulman defensive line with 31 tackles, 5 TFLs, and a pass deflection. He is a computer science major from South Bend, Indiana, joined today by his parents, Melissa and James Walkowski. Number 97, Andrew Walkowski. Fans, let's have another round of applause for this outstanding Rose-Hulman senior class of 2022 football, 2023 Rose-Hulman grads. For the most part.
And welcome to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. Again, it's senior day here for the Fighting Engineers as they entertain the Defiance College Yellow Jackets. Hello, everyone. I'm Herb King, and along with my my partner today. And when I say this, buddy, it's good to have you back in the booth as we get prepared for this one. But as we look at Rose-Hulman seniors, 20 of these guys. And if you look at the defense, it's the entire starting 11. And we'll come back and talk about those, but let's take a look at the picture going on here right now as the seniors will line up. Let's take a look at the starting defensive group for Rose-Hulman today, and it's predominantly seniors. Desmond Dunston, the senior, is set up to do that, and he's got the offensive group up here right now. And I'll go with the offensive group. Jalen Hobbs is going to start, and Jalen was the special teams player of the week for the HCAC. Alex Griescock, the senior from Harvard at Grace, Maryland, and he's had an outstanding career here as well. Dylan Page is going to start at left tackle. Justin Pearson, the All-American, is going to be starting at left guard. Kenneth Gibson at center. Chris Schletz at right guard, Devlin Spradlin at right tackle, and then it's Daniel Hury, a junior, Adam Taisalou, who's another senior from Java, Virginia, Miguel Robertson, the junior, is going to start at quarterback, and Grant Raperta is going to get the start at running back. Jay Smith, number 1, will be his backup. We'll see those guys pretty much equally in this one. The defensive starting lineups for the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers, starting at defensive end, a senior, Desmond Dunstan from Conyers, Georgia. The nose tackle is Andrew Walkowski. He's a senior from South Bend. Defensive tackle is Devin Cobb. He's a senior from Columbus, Ohio. Linebacker Riley Roberts is a senior from Greenwood, Indiana. Kaiser Bowen, leading tackler for Rose-Hulman from Centerville, Michigan, and he's a senior. Peter Cross, the linebacker, is a senior from Bowling Green, Kentucky. The cornerback Tice Miller, he's a senior from Bargersville, Indiana. The strong safety Ryan Schmidt, he's a senior from Katy, Texas. The safety is Chico So. Got excited there. Is senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, and he's one of the leaders in the secondary with a lot of interceptions. Richard Brown is a senior from Columbia, South Carolina, and Winston Amankwa, the senior from Columbus, Ohio, a senior starting lineup on the defensive side. And that's, I think, going to be the difference in most of the ball games in the HCAC this year.
It makes a lot of difference. If we could, Tony and Harper, if we could turn off the microphone in the press box, I think there we go. The defensive group for Rose-Hulman they've been together for a number of years, and they've been playing so well. And then you look at what they've been able to do in the conference thus far, and it's going to get tougher. The end of the season gets tougher, but they've been outstanding, defensively in conference. And one defensive name that is not in the starting lineup because of an injury early in the season, and that's senior Tyler Smith, the defensive lineman from Spring, Texas. I want to point him out because he was been a stalwart on the defensive line for a number of years, and just
he was dominant.
He was dominant, and I was so looking forward to seeing him in his senior season this year. And just unfortunate with the injury early in the season. I don't know if you ever heard what the injury was exactly, but I know it's kept him out since the opening game. As I was here for the opening game alongside of you, and got injured. I think it was maybe the second or third quarter, and it was a very significant one. So that's an individual that is an individual that's been so significant for this defense, and he's a senior. He'll graduate, but boy, I just hate to not see him out here.
Yeah, I'm being signaled he tore his pectoral muscle, and those you don't recover from.
No. That was who was it? One of the Watts.
Yeah.
He tore his pec maybe a couple of times, and so anyway.
Yeah, and when you get those kind of devastating injuries, it's not even so much devastating physically as it just an emotional letdown for the team. But so far, this has not taken place for Rose-Hulman. Yes, they lost their first 3 games, and but they
played some really good competition.
Yes,
really good
all 3 of them were nationally ranked teams, and we'll go through that with DePaul, who was a national qualifier and their conference champion. Trine and Albion, both of those teams picked to be in the MIAA as the top couple teams in there, and they're both proving that to be the fact as well. And then Rose-Hulman started with some of, I'm going to say, the weaker opponents in the HCAC in Anderson, Manchester, and Bluffton, and they disposed of those quite quickly. They played Franklin last week and won 49-0 in what was pretty much a shock because Franklin had been playing well. Today it's Defiance, who really moves the football very well, but defensively has just not found a rhythm to do something. But if they can play solid defense, then they can give anybody a run for their money, and simply because they score points. If you look at them, they were blitzed by Mount Union, but every team
who isn't. That's right.
But against Kalamazoo, they scored 23, 33 against Alfred State, 20 against Hanover, 35 points against one of the other conference leaders in Mount St. Joe, and they were beaten by 20.
At Mount.
So, again, this team, very young, in certain ways. They have a senior quarterback, but a lot of what they have and put on the field in the front lines, in the wide receiver spots, secondary, they're all sophomores. And a few freshmen as well sprinkled in there. So they're very young, but they played well at certain times. The Franklin team, they were defeated 48-19. Anderson, they win last week. So they have won a ball game and a team that is hungry and ready to play, and that's who Rose-Hulman is playing this afternoon in Defiance College. And with that, we'll take our first break. We'll come back and talk about both of these teams as we prepare for Senior Day here at Rose-Hulman.
If somebody's kind of on the fence of going into a recruiting office or just reaching out to a recruiter, I would absolutely encourage it, if anything, just for the information.
We have a lot of enlistment bonuses out there right now, upwards to about $20,000. If you're in college or you plan to be to college, this is a great choice for you, because our organization, we look for students who want to go to college. We also have educational benefits where we pay up to 100% of tuition.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have, and that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. This afternoon's ball game, it's Rose-Hulman taking on the Defiance College Yellow Jackets. Walt Gordon is alongside me. I'm Herb King. We'll bring you the exciting action of HCAC football here on Indiana Sports Network. And wow.
You know, it's funny, just this past week in traveling for work, I went right past Defiance, and I was like, man, if I had a little more time, I just take that, go that extra mile off the interstate and just go check out the college. I just unfortunately didn't have time, but just went right past there.
I can remember when I played there, you had to go up the hill to get to their field and those kinds of things. So I know what that's like. They're killing flies.
We knew. You can hear that sound, you know exactly what's going on over there.
That's the Defiance College coaching staff over there going at the flies in the press box, having a great time here. And we are too, as Rose-Hulman is assembled, getting ready to take the field here at Cook Stadium, and we'll get ready for this ball game. It's Senior Day. We have the senior group, and I'll tell you what, if you missed it, it just joined us. Because we're getting close to game time, you have to really go back and look at these senior guys and see what's going on. They 20 seniors in this class, and that's very rare for a Division III school to have 20 seniors. But part of it is that these guys really care about what's going on. And, being the HCAC champions last year, having a shot at it their sophomore year as well.
Right.
And now as seniors with the preparation, they're 4-0 in the conference. They lost their first 3 ball games out of conference, and then all of a sudden, they righted the ship and they put themselves in a position where they're a dominant team, and they can be dominant on any given Saturday. They're going to be really solid.
And you got to remember that first game against the home game, I said, against Trine, as you see the engineers prepared to take the field here in a moment. But remember, we lost a starting quarterback, up 2 scores in the third quarter. So this is one of those things where, I'm gonna, I don't want to play what ifs, but you think that outcome very possibly could have been different.
If you're a positive person, you're going to say the what ifs.
Yeah.
And if you're a negative one, you're going to say it is what it is. Yeah. But, Positively, they have transformed themselves with the return of Robertson into the starting lineup. They have been just spectacular on the offense. Even defense has really never held back from what they're able to do. And you look defensively, today they're starting all seniors on that defensive side, and their secondary has been just tremendous. Ryan Schmidt, the senior from Katy, Texas, Chaiku So, the senior from Indianapolis, Rashard Brown from Columbia, South Carolina, Winston Amankwa from Columbus, Ohio. Those guys have really done a great job in shutting down the passing game. This afternoon it's a little different as Defiance College comes in, and they are a really diverse offense with their quarterback. The quarterback, a great athlete, runs and passes well. And when I look at the things that Defiance has been able to do on the offensive side, that's where they're actually good. They play very well. Defensively is where they've struggled to hold teams down, as teams have been able to score sometimes at will on them. But on the offensive side, they've responded well, and as an emotional group, they've played well through some adversity.
And that's what you have to do when you are trying to win games, establish a program, advance your program. You got to be able to play through some stuff's going to happen through your season. You're going to have injuries. You're going to have unfortunate breaks. You're going to have calls that don't go your way. You're going to have, balls that bounce against you. But you got to be able to fight through all that. And when you're, a program that is has a lot of younger players, sometimes they struggle to fight through that. But I think Defiance has held their own. They've been right there, like you mentioned, be able to score the ball. But just defensively, you got to bow up a little bit, get a few more stops here and there, a little bit better on third down, and they'll be right there.
And when we get prepared for this ball game, we'll take a short break. We'll be back with the coin toss and ready for this ball game. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look both ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
I'm All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at yorkautomotive.com today.
You're #1 at York.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And for Rose-Hulman, they'll send out seniors for this coin toss. In number 9, that's Adam Tice-Salou. Number 7 is Alex Griescock. He's a tight end from Harvard-Grace, Maryland. And number 5 will be Kaiser Bowen, the leading tackler for Rose-Hulman. They'll go out for that coin toss. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for Defiance College on offense. Number 51, Andre Almore. Number 60 is Tavion Carson Payton. And number 74, Eric Moultrie. Number 77, Victor Garza White. And number 75, Gabriel Bookman. That's the front line for the offensive side, tackle to tackle. The tight end is Cole Rector. Quarterback is Jordan Ambrose, and like I said, he's a very dynamic athlete. He's the only senior on this group that starts for Defiance College. Running back is Tyshawn Freeman, number 36. Number 81 is DJ Clark. He'll play wide receiver. He's a freshman. Number 7 is Mike Martin, a junior. He's also a wide receiver. And the third wide receiver is Taywon Rome. He's a sophomore, and he wears number 80. For the defensive side for Defiance College, Number 98 is Davidson LeConte, plays defensive end. The nose tackle is Rigo Villa, and he's out for the coin toss. Number 42 is Richard Pope, playing defensive end. They're in a three-man front. Their linebackers, a middle linebacker Thomas Coltrane, number 2. Number 10 is Justin Caballero. Number 8 is Brian Marat. And their star nickelback is Dewan Bethel, number 3. 21 is Jalen Red. Number 7 is Vashon Palmer. Number 4, Jaquay Javier. And number 13 is C.J. Vance. And that's the starting lineup for Defiance College. They've chosen to take the football, and they'll end up with it going from right to left. Rose-Hulman will kick this ball off and start Senior Day here in Terre Haute, Indiana. And Walt Gordon, you're looking very good today. It's nice to see you back up here. I've said that before. Missed you for a few weeks.
Yeah, we are a little busy with marching band with my son, and that's like I said to you, I'm glad it's over, but I hate that it's over. You know, it's a kind of a grueling 2-month stretch there. But yeah, it's just glad to be back in the booth with you and back at Rose-Hulman to watch some football and get the home opener and the home closer. That's I guess that's the way I'm going to roll this season with that.
That's all right. Rose-Hulman is going to come out to kick this one off. They're doing the kickoff duties this year has been Connor Whitesell. He's number 29. He's a freshman from Dallas, Texas. Deep for Defiance College. Their kick returners listed here and are DJ Clark, number 81, and number 11, Devin Brown. And those two guys are deep for the Yellow Jackets. They'll get ready for this one. And again, able to see a lot of different people in this idea of college football. What an outstanding time here at Rose-Hulman. They've had really good ball games at home. We're looking for nothing different for this one. And again, Whitesell stretching out, getting ready to go. And Rose-Hulman is ready to kick this one off. A beautiful day. 65 degrees is what we're anticipating as a high this afternoon as Whitesell takes this ball and pounds it deep, right down the middle. And it's fumbled down and picked up by Defiance. Back out. They don't get to the 20, and that's where the Yellow Jackets will have it when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people
in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Ambrose takes the football. He's up over and gets just back to the line of scrimmage. A lot of pressure on him as he took that snap and immediately had people all over him.
Yeah, he did. And going back to that kickoff, Whitesell, I'll tell you, just been phenomenal. Kick it off for the Engineers this season. And, it just gives Defiance a little rough field position to start off, which is not exactly what they would want. Now we got a 2nd and long here.
Freeman sits alongside Ambrose in the backfield. 4 receivers set for Defiance College. Cross motion into trips. They'll give it to Freeman up the middle, and he breaks one tackle, breaks another one, and he's up over the 35-yard line to the 36. And offensively, they're able to move the football. Pretty good job by the offensive line running that inside zone.
I tell you, Tyshawn Freeman, 6 feet, 240, and just looks all of that in a little hurry up.
Dumped out to the outside, completed pass for a few yards. He'll move up about 4, make it 5 yards. And Defiance College moving the football.
I like the tempo right after that first down, getting to the line quickly, getting your next play off, and then now we just kind of settle in a little bit, not quite as fast. No huddle, though.
3 receivers to the top of your screen. Freeman sets alongside Ambrose. Pointing out, and
this little offensive movement, I do believe.
The flags fly, and there's 2 of them, so it's not just one official making that call as the head linesman makes that call as well. They're going to say a false start on the offense. Don't know if he put his hand down and brought it up. I'm not able to see the replay on that one. But when you're looking at it, again, Defiance College really doing a nice job here the first couple plays as they've moved the football and gotten it in pretty good field position for themselves now to really move this drive forward. Yellow Jackets with the football.
4 receivers in a route this time, really spreading this thing out.
Freeman steps up. They're going to try to roll him out. Down, cross the middle. It's picked off by Roberts. Riley Roberts again. He'll try to turn the corner down the sideline. And down the sideline he comes. He's thrown out of bounds at the 25. Rose-Hulman football. Roberts with another pick. And we're going to watch him celebrate as he moves over. And again, the Fighting Engineers, there goes the bell. You get to ring that one off the turnover. And Roberts with another one his senior year. Such a good senior year for him. Several picks in the season for Riley Roberts, and Rose-Hulman takes possession.
It's just a tough pass to try to complete there, Herb. Trying to go over the middle, maybe a little screen there, and Roberts is all over it. And Rose-Hulman, an excellent field position to try to strike quickly.
Robertson. Grant Raperta. And he's swallowed up. He'll gain nothing on that one. And a really nice play defensively by Defiance. 0 in on the tackle for the Yellow Jackets and Vila. And he'll bring Raperta down. 3 receivers at the top of your screen. They're going to throw the quick screen. They do outside.
Good
nice block outside. Here goes Hobbs down the left side. He could get in, and he does.
Speed.
Touchdown, Rose-Hulman.
Too much speed, Herb. There's a great blocking by the wide receivers on there on the left side, and I tell you, he made one cut like he was going to go toward the post, got the defense to move that way, and then boom, cut to that pylon. It was just too much speed to catch him.
And immediately, Rose-Hulman takes advantage of the turnover. They score very quickly in this one with 12:42 left to go in the first period. They're on the board, and Kyle Reberg, will do the kicking duties. He's from Brunswick, Georgia. He puts the kick up. Looks good, and it is. Rose-Hulman leads 7-0 when we return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And we want to thank our sponsors for this afternoon's ball game, the Indiana Army National Guard, Culver's, who sponsors our pregame show, Farm Bureau Insurance and their agent Micah Bonomo, Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, York Automotive. Transportation for Indiana Sports Network is provided by York Automotive with 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. Connor Whitesell tees it up one more time, getting ready to kick this one off. He kicks it deep, and he's got it down inside the 5, down to the 3, and that's where Defiance tries to take it. He's got it in the clear. He's out over the sideline. He's down the sideline. He's still moving, and he makes one more cut. Gets that ball up over the 50-yard line. That's where Defiance will take over when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
Saturday, November 5th at the Zora Shrine Theater. Spend an evening with country music legends. Labor League presents Lone Star.
Every little thing that you do, baby, I'm amazed by you.
With Dina Carter on the Surf Pro stage.
Strawberry wine.
Get your discounted tickets today at Casey's General Store or Eventbrite.com. Lone Star with Dina Carter, Saturday, November 5th at the...
Ambrose with a quick pitch out to the outside. It's caught, broken tackle, and a great play that time. Number 5 on the catch for Defiance is Makari Brighams. He's a senior wide receiver from Homerville, Georgia.
Got to make that tackle over there on the sideline to, keep that to, it would have been maybe a 2-yard, 3-yard gain.
2nd and 3. Inside run. A solid one. He'll pick up the first down as he pushes forward up over the sticks, and Defiance College with another first down.
That is just a big fella when you're looking at old Mr. Freeman. Goodness, and it's just a sophomore. Comes into the game with just shy of 600 yards rushing over the season. 5 touchdowns is definitely over the 600 mark, and who knows where he'll be by the time the season is over. He could be close to 1,000.
Play action face. Ambrose with the bomb down the sideline. Went off his head. That's good defensive coverage that way.
It was.
Step for step right down the sideline for Rose-Hulman. And again, defensive backs are where they're supposed to be.
And I think that, this is a lot of time where we disagree on the play, the ball placement, where I would, I think it looked like it was a back shoulder. Would you agree?
Well, you try to throw those outside and force the defensive back to not see it. And again, Ryan Schmidt was right there. Didn't see the ball, but made the play with his whole body.
I thought receiver had a step and a half.
Quick slant, got him inside and couldn't get the ball to him. Roberts was right in his face. Ambrose had to get rid of the ball.
Ball looked like it was tipped to the line of scrimmage. Going back to the last play, I thought the wideout had maybe a step and a half. Could have led him with that pass, so it would have been a touchdown, I thought. But boy, I like what I'm seeing from Defiance so far. We've really sprinkled in several things. Got to run up the middle. You got some balls to the outside and trying to pass over the middle. So they're trying to spread the ball around.
And by the way, the pass breakup on the previous play before that was Tice Miller. Ambrose steps back to pass. He's going quick slant. Got the man open, and they've got a penalty flag, and I don't know what it's going to be there, but the head linesman called it.
One of us holding, looking at
ineligible man downfield, and that's usually where it is there. The head linesman has to make that call. He did. They've got a lineman downfield, and with that, it'll move the ball back. It'll still be 3rd down. Well, they may not. They may force the 4th down play right here. And either way, they're going to be fine. They're going to push them back.
So with the reception, it would have been, about 4th and 5?
4th and 5. They're going to push them back.
Is that a 10-yard? What is that?
It's a 5.
A 5 from the spot?
5 from the line of scrimmage. And so it'll be 3rd and 15. And I don't know if I would have probably done that one. I probably would have made him do something on 4th down.
Me too.
Inexperienced group, and when I say that, not super inexperienced, they played well this year, and they moved the football well. Defiance does, just continually moved it, and I really like Ambrose. I mean, you got a senior guy who's spinning it well. He finds open receivers. He's done that today. Just didn't get a couple completions he needed. Route underneath, dump, got it off, and he had a man open for potentially a first down, or at least getting close, and Freeman couldn't haul it in. That's the 4th down play that is going to cause the punt team to come on. Or they may just dial it up here and say, we got nothing to lose, let's go.
Freeman knew he should have had that and had a big gain. He was looking in front of him at some green turf and didn't look the ball in.
We'll see what offensive coordinator Spencer Treadwell has up his sleeve on this one. No, they're going to go back to punt. It's the pooch punt group. That's pretty solid. They're going to roll him to the right. He gets the pooch punt up there, gets it down inside the 20. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll be Rose-Hulman football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
I'll go down. Rose-Hulman with the football, 1st and 10. They'll mark it at the 12-yard line. Robertson pumps, gives it second one out, gets it to the outside, and potential big play down the sideline. Could go. He just gets hauled down. They're going to say stepped out of bounds. at the 27-yard line. It'll be a first down. And for Rose-Hulman, Daniel Uri on the reception. Robertson, I don't like the double pump off the hitch.
Okay.
He had a misread on that one. That one can cause you trouble in a big ball game, but he got the ball to Uri, and Daniel Uri just with huge blazing speed.
Yep.
Motion across. Griescock inside. They'll run the counter. They got a good block outside. Rapoda down the sideline, and he'll pick up first down yardage as well. Rose-Hulman with the football at the 40.
I tell you, Griescock doesn't get a whole lot of targets, but, man, he blocks so well from his tight end position. Just really freed Rapoda for that run.
Rose-Hulman with the football, play action. No, they'll give it back outside. Hitch out to the outside, and Adam Tice-Salou with the football and another first down. And Rose-Hulman is moving the ball very effectively on this Defiance defense.
You just have to make so many decisions. You have these skill position players for Rose-Hulman all across the field. You got to make a decision who you're going to take away.
Huey with another reception. He'll go to the outside and get touched out of bounds. It'll go out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
Boy, you remember Daniel Uri just a couple of years ago came on the scene as a freshman, and just you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
His athleticism and speed on special teams really popped.
Well,
and he knew he was going to be a special kid.
He's still there.
Yeah.
Here's Hobbs with it, and they get it to Hobbs. He'll try to make move. It doesn't. Gets out of bounds. The clock stops every time they're going out of bounds because they're moving the chains on first down. 9:34 left to go here in the first period as the clock runs now. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. It's Tice-Salou, Uri, and Hobbs. Griescock as the tight end back. Play action pass. Looking. Guy got the crosser. Here goes Hobbs down the left sideline out of bounds at the 15-yard line. First down, Rose-Hulman.
It's just so tough to cover. You think somebody might go vertical, and then you got that crosser with so much space right over the middle of the field. Just an easy pitch and catch there for Robertson.
Robertson steadies the troops again. 2 by 2 right now for Rose-Hulman. They'll give the ball. Nope, give it back outside. And there's Uri with the football down inside for another first down. It'll be first and goal, Rose-Hulman.
If you're going to give that underneath route, Rose-Hulman's going to take it all day until you bite, and then you give up the deep one. So see if Rapoda gets a chance to get this ball in the end zone here.
3 receivers. Griescock, no, they roll. They've got a man open in the end zone, and touchdown! Alex Griescock with the touchdown pass from Miguel Robertson. Second score on the board for Rose-Hulman. It's 13-0. 8:40 left to go in the first period.
I talked about the fact that he doesn't get a whole lot of targets, and he blocks so well, and then down by the goal line, and what do you know? You have all these options, all these targets, and you slip your tight end for the touchdown. This is his 4th touchdown of the season.
Reberg will attempt the extra point. Kick is up. And that kick is good. It's 14-0. Rose-Hulman when we return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
Your all-pro running back, Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an all-pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one all-pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1.
You are.
You're #1 at York.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Discipline.
Rose-Hulman with 2 quick scores here in the first period, as you can see in your background. 8:40 left to go here in the first period. And we want to thank our sponsors. You can see the Culver's ad up here at Rose-Hulman. Culver's is moving a lot of restaurants into this western Indiana area.
They do. Every last one of them is packed. Anytime you go there, that's a good sign.
That is. I know one of the guys who's working those restaurants. He just loves what's going on.
Yes.
Hey, we want to thank the Indiana Army National Guard, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Micah Bonomo, Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, and York Automotive. Connor Whitesell's going to kick this one off, and we usually kick things off here at Indiana Sports Network by giving transportation props to York Automotive with 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. Another good return by Defiance. Wow. Right up the sideline. Does he step out of bounds? He does. But wow, what another good return. We'll keep this one here. That's DJ Clark on another fine return for Defiance.
Got to get that figured out. They're starting the ball at the 50-yard round, 40 or more. This is the second time, I believe, in a row they're just having great field position. This is something that Rose-Hulman's going to have to get figured out today.
And we talked when we have a little downtime off the air is the offense for Defiance has moved the football pretty effectively at times, and then they have one little thing, and it just causes them issues. And a lot of that's going to be that discipline. It just has to continue to get better for the Yellow Jackets. 3 receivers, bottom of the screen, motion out to Freeman. He pump fakes, and there he goes. Yeah, and I'm telling you what, that's a pretty good play. He slid. He got hit, but the slide had not really occurred. And it wasn't a vicious shot at anything. He was trying to tackle him. A 9-yard gain, and Defiance is set up for another first down and they've had a first down to start each of their 2 drives previous. And they're really closing in on one here. Don't be surprised if they take a shot.
I wouldn't be surprised either. And I really like what they did there the first time, a little quarterback design run. I don't know if anybody really bought Freeman rolling out wide, though. I don't think anybody really paid attention to that, did they? Oh, bad snap.
Fumble out by Ambrose. He looks up, and he's going to get sacked. No, he throws it out of bounds. Was he outside the tackle box?
He's close to it. Near the hash. A little bit, I guess it would be north of the hash.
They're going to let it go. And I'll tell you what, a couple of the receivers were downfield, and they really only had one guy that really went deep that time, number 80 from what I see, Tewan Rome, the wide receiver from New Orleans, Louisiana, and he was going deep, but Ambrose just had to eat that one almost.
Might be pressure again. You're going to check out that play. You can see the line of scrimmage. A little crowded there, Herb. Now Rose makes an adjustment.
Double A blitz is coming from Roberts as he wants to come all the time.
Ooh, barely got it off.
Looks.
Wow.
And potentially sacked, and he is brought under a big sack by Rose-Hulman as they get to him. On the bottom was Kaiser Bowen. As Bowen had his ankle, he'll get credit for that sack, at least half of it, and they may have to divide that one by fifths.
They just might. It's the offensive line just not able to hold up. The defensive secondary for Rose-Hulman, they're going to give you, they can hold up for 3 seconds. I'm like, hey, just give the defensive line 3 seconds. They'll get home. You do your job, and then they'll make them punt. And that's exactly what happened.
Hobbs and Hury back for Rose-Hulman.
That's how you spell trouble.
Gutierrez is the punter for Defiance as he steps back. Standing at his 25, the block, and the special teams with another big play for Rose-Hulman. They'll have the football at the 25 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
If somebody's kind of on the fence of going into a recruiting office or just reaching out to a recruiter, I would absolutely encourage it, if anything, just for the information.
We have a lot of enlistment bonuses out there right now, upwards to about $20,000. If you're in college or you plan to be to college, this is a great choice for you because our organization, we look for students who want to go to college. We also have educational benefits where we pay up to 100% of tuition.
Rose-Hulman with the football inside. They're going to throw it back out, and here comes Daniel Hury. Hury up the sideline. He'll pick up just a few yards and get it inside the 20-yard line down to the 17.
See him put on the brakes real quick and just, oh, man, I'm telling you, I really enjoy, watching these wide receivers come out, Hury and Hobbs. But, man, Hury is he's a blur. He's fun to watch. He's kind of like that video game avatar that you design.
Inside run, there's another senior with the ball carrier. First time we've seen him. He'll pick up that first down, and that's number 20, Lance Shelton, a senior running back from Kansas City, Missouri, and he gets another carry and a first down for the Fighting Engineers. Rose-Hulman again, and they're not sped up like they normally would early in this ball game. Looking inside, they'll give it up to Robertson, and they'll give it up to Shelton, and he's going inside the 20-yard line down to about the 18.
This is the second time that we've seen, who is this tying the shoe? Is this Ty Salute? No, that's Huey this time. We've seen a couple of shoes having to be tied. I don't know what's going on. Was it Huey the last time?
I think it was. 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen looking at the potential screen. They throw it out. There's Hobbs. Makes a man miss, and he'll pick up and get inside the 10. But that'll bring up a third down. It'll be 3rd and 6.
This is a big third down for Defiance defense right here. I know they would love to force a field goal or maybe even a 4th down try here deep in the red zone. But, man, if Defiance can stand up defensively and not go down 3 scores here or toward the later stages of the first quarter.
We'll see if Defiance dials up a blitz, and they do. Here comes the pressure. He's going for the rollout. He's got it open down inside. He's close to that first down marker as he actually knocked it down. He'll be a yard short.
Yeah. That was a good play design. Saw the pressure was coming and got that ball out quick. As Robertson has done that every down that he's been back to pass, get the ball out quick.
Defiance brought 6 the last time with their blitz package. They've got 5 at the line. And they'll maybe bring on 7. Just play man and go get them.
Watch the crossover the middle.
Griescock here in the slot down at the bottom of your screen. Motion across. Speed option. That beautiful pitch and touchdown. Rose-Hulman. Great play call. Lance Shelton on the score as Robertson with a nice pitch. A good call because they had man defense bringing the edge, and the only guy on the edge had to take 2 guys, and he can't do it.
Nope.
And Shelton picks up that touchdown on Senior Day, and again, the 5'4" senior from Kansas City, Missouri on the score, and Rose-Hulman leads 20-0.
Home with the best barbecue.
I don't know.
Somebody from North Carolina is like, what's he talking about? Hey, man, Texas is not happy with me right now.
Memphis is having trouble, and the trouble is not with that kick as Reberg pounds it in. Rose-Hulman leads 21-0.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact. Work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have. And that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And Rose-Hulman again on the board very quickly in the first period. 21 points, 4:41 left to go here in the first period, and already that 3-score lead for Rose-Hulman. We want to thank our sponsors again for sponsoring today's ball game here on Indiana Sports Network. Indiana Army National Guard, Culver's, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Micah Bonomo. Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, York Automotive, and transportation for Indiana Sports Network is provided by York Automotive with 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. Whitesell to kick it off. Pounds this one, and this one he's got the roller. And that's probably the best thing to do because they've had a lot of trouble, but it didn't help.
Goodness.
And there he goes again down the sideline is Clark, and he gets it over the 50-yard line again. And Defiance will take over at the 45.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look both ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
Defiance with the football. Ambrose back, hands it to Freeman, and he's wrapped up for a 2-yard loss. And I'm telling you, Riley Roberts off the blitz as well as a couple others. 33 on the tackle for Rose-Hulman, and does a great job up front. And Jack Hargis, the linebacker, a freshman from Cincinnati, he finds himself in the ball game. And a 2-yard loss for the Yellow Jackets on that first play.
Yeah, Freeman didn't have much of a chance to get started at that time when he got the ball. He had a couple guys in his grill ready to try to bring him down, and that's a guy you have to gang tackle. You can't just go low on Mr. Freeman and expect to get him down. You gotta have a couple bodies there.
3 receivers to the bottom of the screen.
Pressure.
Hand it off. Nope, they're going to hand it outside. They got the screen, and there was a huge play. Rose-Hulman with it, and Ryan Schmidt, the senior defensive back, makes the play in the backfield for another loss. This one will lose 3. It's 3rd and 15 on 2 successive plays. Defiance has moved backwards this time.
Now, what do you do on this big 3rd down if you're Defiance? You don't want to throw an interception. The worst thing that you need to happen is that you don't lose any more yards, you don't gain any yards, but you have to punt. I think you do not want to turn the ball over right here.
I think you're going to gamble and hope the Rose-Hulman doesn't send everybody and run the quarterback draw.
That would not be bad. Pressure.
They run the screen, same idea, and almost picked off. Right there was number 2, Tice Miller, had his potential hands on it.
I mean, that ball was tipped, and it was kind of a sharp tip where it tipped down off the intended target as opposed to tip in the air. And Tice Miller just really didn't. He had just a great reaction. But now you have this situation here with a Defiance on this 4th and 15. Are they really going to go for this?
They shifted back, and again, the punter is Cole Recker. He's a senior, and he's been punting this.
That's
one.
a good one. That is a good one.
Is he going to go inside the 10 into the end zone? Rose-Hulman with a touchback when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
3-touchdown lead. Rose-Hulman with the football. 2:55 left to go in the first period. And into the ball game. First time is Jay Smith, the freshman running back from Evansville, and he's like lightning in a bottle if he gets it in the open field. He'll run to the edge, and he gets around the defensive end, which I didn't think would happen.
I didn't either.
Loses about a yard on the play, but wow, he's explosive.
Yeah, that was very impressive to get out of that tackle by the defensive end.
And he actually got the start a week ago.
Okay.
And didn't play the whole time. Again, Ruperta and Smith rotated back and forth in the backfield and really did a nice job. They brought in Sheldon due to that inside running game that they really needed to have, and Lance has done a good job, scored that touchdown here in the first period. Shout out to different people that we come in contact with. My attorney is a former Rose-Hulman football player, and John Schambach, and I know he watches the ball game quite often, a former football player here at Rose-Hulman, and I want to give a shout out to him this afternoon. Rose-Hulman with the football, 3rd and 6, looking deep. Robertson throws it up. He's got Yuri, and it's kicked out. Nice play, number 7 for Defiance. The defensive back is Vashon Palmer with that knockdown, and Rose-Hulman is looking at a 4th down in a punting situation.
Great job defensive by Defiance, and Palmer had his eyes on the ball, was able to knock that thing down at the last minute. It's a great series there for the Yellow Jackets, and we'll have an opportunity, have the opportunity to get good field position once again. I will say, Herb, I don't know if you're going to look down, but, man, it's a fantastic crowd on hand for Senior Day. Just a lot of fans coming out. It's a beautiful day out here, and nice to see the
Toller lost that one. It's picked up, and immediately Defiance is in scoring position with the football at the 7, and we're going to anticipate them running out there as quickly as they can to get it in, and a mistake. So a big play by Rose-Hulman on the punt team for Defiance, and now that same thing happens, and Defiance finds itself first and goal at the 7.
Special teams has not been all that great for Rose-Hulman here in the first quarter. What's going to say?
Well, just because of the returns, yes, and of course the ball hasn't gotten into Hobbs' hands either, and that makes a big difference. When you put the ball in Jalen Hobbs' hands, you have a chance to score every time the ball is touched, as he had a great game last week with 2 long returns. One went to the 1, and the other one was a touchdown. Motion across.
Oh, boy.
Looking inside, and they're going to wrap him up. No, they don't, but they make him lose another 3 yards.
Wow.
And Rose-Hulman brought the house on that one, trying to catch him in the backfield, and they did.
Man, for Defiance, right here, you've got to punch this ball in the end zone. You've got a golden opportunity here off of the special teams play that they made, off of the bad snap. And boy, this is one where they desperately need to punch this into the end zone for 6.
Second and goal, ball at the 12. Ambrose. Freeman sits alongside him. They're going to move him to the other side, get him all set. He's out of the backfield, got him open down the sideline, and he gets down back and gets to the original line of scrimmage at the 7, and it'll be third and goal from the 7-yard line. Good pickup that time.
Second to third time they've looked at Freeman out of the backfield. One time they tried over the middle, he dropped the ball, and then that one, I think there might have been one more. Third down and 7 here at the end of the first quarter, last minute of the first quarter, Herb, is, boy, I just think it would be so good for Defiance to not just go on the stride, but even in this quarter, psychologically, that would pay dividends.
Rose-Hulman showing blitz. They're bringing the gap. Man coverage, and they can see it coming. Look inside, throw to the corner. He's got a man open, and it's a touchdown,
Beautiful
Defiance
play.
College.
Very nice pitch and catch there. You high point that ball, you can just go up and get it, and my goodness.
And immediately Defiance scores on that turnover. Cuts the lead now. It's 21-6 and probably 21-7 if they can tack on this extra point.
Makari Biggums, I believe, is who that was on the touchdown reception.
Ezekiel Sanchez is the kicker for Defiance. He puts it up, and he gets it good. Right. And it's 21-7 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
So with that turnover, Defiance capitalizes on it and scores. It's 21-7. Rose-Hulman with the lead. And doing the kicking duties. And we may have had a different kicker in, but it does look like it was 90 on that time, Ezekiel Sanchez. And we'll double check that on the stats as they become available. It is number 90, Sanchez, as he'll kick this one off for Defiance College. Deep, Hobbs and Uri. Fire and lightning.
Yeah.
Sanchez will pop this one down there. Picked up by Uri. Uri with the seam down the middle. He makes one man move, makes another. He's going to try to get to the edge. He does.
Close to a call.
And he could make the cut back again. He makes another one, makes another man miss, and he has that ability. And there are flags all over the place.
Yeah, there's an injury down there. Defiance at the 25-yard line. This guy holding his left. Maybe I'm not going to.
We'll see what's going on. And with that, we'll take a break. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Chase Singer, the freshman linebacker from Sherwood, Ohio, is the injured player for Defiance, and he's walking off the field, but with a lot of help. So hopefully he's able to either return or get himself pretty well fixed up. Robertson with the ball, deep, wide open. Tice Salou.
Wide open.
With the touchdown for Rose-Hulman. And immediately Rose-Hulman gets the score back. Adam Tice Salou on the reception. Another senior with a catch on senior day. And Rose-Hulman scores again. It's 27-7.
I think Robertson had his pick of receivers to throw the ball to. Of course, Tice Salou, who got the ball. And I think there was another receiver breaking free on the left side going deep as well. So it's a beautiful pitch and catch there, and boy, talking about not wasting time. Great special teams play, the run back, and then the big throw.
Kick is up and good as well. It's 28-7 when we return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
Your all-pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an all-pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one all-pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1. You are. You're #1 at York.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And for Rose-Hulman, very quick answer to Defiance College's quick touchdown they have off of a 3-and-out. So an answer on that drive, a one-play drive, Adam Tice Salou with the touchdown.
And, Robertson, now his third touchdown pass of the day. I'm going to say it now since he's actually thrown an incompletion. He went, I think, 11 for his first 11. And I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to jinx it. And there you go. Kick it to the up, man. That's a very good decision.
Defiance College football at the 41 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
I'm all-pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at yorkautomotive.com today.
You're #1 at York.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Last play of the first quarter coming up, 3 seconds on the clock. Ambrose still in at quarterback, and he will be. He's a tremendous athlete. Inside run, and they'll gain just a yard, and that'll be the end of the first period of play with Rose-Hulman leading Defiance 28-7.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
I ran out of my pain meds too quickly.
I took more and more to get through my day.
I did anything to get them.
I needed help. I needed hope. I found them both.
Professional, safe,
No wait times, quality treatment. Regain something lost. Call or go to winrecovery.org.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
I don't know if I've seen a quarterback rating this high at the end of one quarter, but Miguel Robertson, a quarterback rating of 270.6. He's 12 of 13, 92% completion ratio, 158 yards in the first quarter with 3 touchdowns.
And his numbers, as far as yardage, is kind of low because there have been some short fields. So, I mean, I shouldn't joke like that, but I mean, it's the truth.
Toss off to the edge, Freeman, and Roberts couldn't bring him down, and Freeman's going to have a first down as he rumbles over the left side, picks up 15.
Roberts is a sure tackler, is a senior, and has been doing a good job. Your only chance is to get Freeman low, and when he sees you coming, he's able to kind of put that big paw out as well and try to sideswipe. He's very nimble. When you look at that big frame with all that power, and you're nimble as well. It's a dangerous combination. It's going to be fun to watch him in the next couple of years as well.
Defiance with the football, play action pass. They're taking it deep. He's got a man open, and he's down. Could be a touchdown, is it?
Did he complete the play?
Touchdown. He completed the play for sure.
Okay.
That is a touchdown for Defiance, and they answer quickly as well. And we talked about before the game started how Defiance College scores on everybody they play against, and they're doing it today.
That was, I like the play call. I think we had that little bit, opportunity earlier in the first quarter, just through the back shoulder, and wasn't able to complete that one. But man, what a great job to complete that pass deep. Maybe a little, get off with a little nudge, get a little separation.
And DJ Clark on the reception for the touchdown, and Defiance College cuts this one in half, and it is 28-14 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools. We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstadter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And now the goal is for Defiance not to kick it to Hobbs or Hury.
Well,
because if they do, they're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, I mean, Hury is, I'm telling you, he is the video game. I mean, he is, if you're designing a video game for your whatever football game you like to play on, whatever system you like to play it on, that's Hury. That's exactly who you that's who you design.
He's a joystick returner.
You
can move it where you want to.
Good grief, the kid is just a special talent. I love watching him play. I really do.
And the kick is down, and there it is.
Yep.
And they let it go through, and here comes Hobbs.
Oh my God!
He could go. And Hobbs is in the clear. 20.
Wow.
Touchdown, Rose-Hulman, no flags, and the Engineers respond.
Kick it out of bounds. Both teams, the rest of the game, just kick it out of bounds. They get at the 35, call it a day. I mean, no more special teams for either team. Kick the thing out of bounds. Oh, my gosh. What talent on display in the special teams today.
Well,
it's fantastic.
And if you look last week, Jalen Hobbs was the conference special teams player of the week as he had a return down to the 2, and then he also had a punt return for a touchdown and had another one go almost there. I mean, Rose-Hulman is there. The kick is no good, and that makes the score 34-14 when we return for more action here on Indiana Sports Network.
Saturday, November 5th at the Zora Shrine Theater. Spend an evening with country music legends. Labor League presents Lone Star.
Every little thing that you do, baby, I'm amazed by you.
with Dina Carter on the Surf Pro stage.
Strawberry wine.
Get your discounted tickets today at Casey's General Store or Eventbrite.com. Lone Star with Dina Carter, Saturday, November 5th at the Zora Shrine.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Well, we know they're not kicking it deep, but that doesn't mean it can't go for a touchdown. Hey, you know, Defiance has a new coach this year, and it's Bill Nickel, who took over in a very tough situation this summer, and he's really righted the ship with how they've moved the football, and they got their first win this last week. We want to, congratulate him on that. An Urbana grad, and if you know anything about Urbana, that program doesn't exist anymore, and the school doesn't exist. But he's an outstanding young football coach, has coached at the Division I level as an assistant and came back to Ohio to be closer to family and took over this program when they desperately needed somebody to go after it. And we're going to wish him the best of luck as he tries to rebuild Defiance. This kick goes into the end zone, and that's where Defiance will end up with a football to 25.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Run, and it's the quarterback who keeps this one. He'll get wrapped up for about a 1-yard loss. He doesn't get back to the 25.
That's what happens when you have defensive backs that are seniors and that you trust and that can cover. You can do things like that and send some pressures that you normally wouldn't. You can have those stops right there. The Rose-Hulman defensively, even though Defiance has scored, I think it was their last 2 times they've had the ball, I do believe. Rose-Hulman seems to have made a couple of adjustments that have really stopped this run game.
2nd and 11. Jet, they'll give it to the left side. He's got a nice seam, gets up and fumbles out, and Rose-Hulman with the football. That's what they say. Wow. We'll see what it is. It is Rose-Hulman football.
He took a pop. I didn't see who that was for Defiance. I think it might have been Tawan Rome that got the ball in that jet sweep, and he got popped, and that ball came out. Rose in another short field on the 30-yard line,
and they're giving kudos to number 32 for Rose-Hulman, and that's Desmond Dunstan, the defensive lineman, who looks like he jumped on the football. But Rose-Hulman with another turnover forced for Defiance College, and potentially a quick strike here in this one. Ball's at the 30-yard line. Short drive, short field for Rose-Hulman. They lead 34-14, 13-28 left to go in the first half. Counter play. Greasecock with the block, and in comes Smith, and he's still going forward. And the running back position's in good hands for the next couple years.
Yeah, Smith listed was at 5'9", 180. And he runs strong. Up the middle, you see him go up the middle a couple of times, and you look at that the 180, you're thinking, I don't know. But, man, it's a tough kid.
Defiance showing blitz. 3-4. They bring 5. They got a man down the sideline, and Tyson.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Rose-Hulman.
If you're in a 3-4, you bring 5, you give up 6.
They did. They picked every one of those blitzers up. The guards did a nice job, had their heads up, and 40-14, Rose-Hulman with the lead.
Do you know what high school Smith went to, by chance?
I don't know that.
Okay.
Not right off.
I know there's like 1,000 high schools in Evansville, but I wasn't sure if you were aware.
I think there's 6 folks. But yeah, there's a lot of schools that have the Evansville name.
A lot of them.
Couple stadiums that are pretty nice too. Kick is up by Reberg. It's good. It's 41-14. Rose-Hulman with the lead, and we'll return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1. You are. You're #1 at York.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
41-14, 12:52 left to go in the first half, and Adam Tice-Salou with another catch.
Isn't there Evansville Modern Day?
Yeah, there is, yeah.
We're going through our Evansville high schools, folks. We're trying to figure this out.
Well, at least he didn't ask me where Evansville was.
That's a good one.
Whitesell getting ready to kick this one off. He pounds another one deep. He's got the wind, and it goes into the end zone. He'll bring it back out, and, of course, Clark will because he's had a big return. They get him this time at the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Defiance when we return.
If somebody's kind of on the fence of going into a recruiting office or just reaching out to a recruiter, I would absolutely encourage it, if anything, just for the information.
We have a lot of enlistment bonuses out there right now, upwards to about $20,000. If you're in college or you plan to be to college, this is a great choice for you because our organization, we look for students who want to go to college. We also have educational benefits where we pay up to 100% of tuition.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Defiance with the football. H-back in motion all the way across. They're going to hand the ball to Freeman. He gets wrapped up and brought down with about a 2-yard gain.
You know, most times Freeman's going to give you positive yardage, even with this stout defense that Rose-Hulman possesses. And right now, that's what Defiance needs. They just need positive yards, get a couple first downs. And, you know, I was looking at the stats earlier. Man, Defiance has fewer first downs than what I thought. I think through the first quarter, I think the stats said they only had 2 first downs.
Yeah,
I thought they had a few more than that.
They just have some struggles here. Takes the bomb and throws it up and doesn't have anybody out there. Really looking for number 19 down the left side, sophomore wide receiver Jaden Scott, and Scott wasn't quite in that vicinity. But he had to get rid of the football as the line was closing in on him. It's 3rd down. Make it 3rd and 8. And again, for Defiance College, they're able to move the football at certain points, but they're going to have to make sure they don't turn it over. Ambrose is really throwing the ball well enough to do some things, but doesn't have a lot of time. And the blitzing defense, it's been the defensive action by Rose-Hulman that's really caused all kinds of problems. Holding back. They're spying on him. Ambrose to the side. He'll turn the corner and pick up about 2 or 3 yards. It'll be 4th and 5, and we'll anticipate a shift into the punt formation.
Yeah, just what going to get there coming into that play 1 or 4 from on 3rd down, which actually is better than Rose-Hulman. Rose-Hulman hasn't completed a 3rd down yet. They haven't needed to complete a whole lot of them, but I'm just saying they have their 0 for 2 on 3rd down. So Defiance having to punt from deep in their own territory. Let's see what happens on this punt option here.
When you're executing on offense, you're not going to have a lot of first downs.
No, you're not.
Or a lot of third down conversions.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about them. Yeah. They're anticipating an actual fake, and they bring a bunch. It's down.
That's a good roll.
Hobbs was going to pick it up, but he doesn't. It's tipped at the 35-yard line, and Rose-Hulman will take possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have. And that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Inside run, it's Raperta. He runs over the middle linebacker, picks up about 6 yards. He was hit by 3, and he made the contact. So Grant with another strong run on the inside. And the clock is moving because it really, folks, it hasn't moved much. A lot of incomplete passes. And when I say that, that's not a bad thing. Outside, they give it up to Hury. Hury trying to dance away, and he'll pick up not very much. They'll give him a yard as they drive him back and put him on the turf.
And that's what you have to do. You got to kind of game tackle that young man, as he's very elusive, and they finally got him down. Jalen Red, one of the young men on that tackle.
Third down. Again, score 41-14. 10-13 left to go, and they're going to change the play as they try to draw him off sides. $14 out of 15 right now for Robertson, and they're going to call timeout. We'll take one as well. Rose-Hulman in the lead, 41-14.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look both ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
I'm All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at YorkAutomotive.com today.
You're #1 at York.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Beautiful day here in Terre Haute.
Beautiful.
You can't ask for a better one. Last week
No.
was very similar. Picturesque in the background with all the trees there. We're starting to lose the leaves, but
Yeah, we
folks,
are.
it's a gorgeous day. And with that, blitz by Defiance. They got a double move. Got a man open as Hobbs, and he's in the clear. Down the left side. 20, 10. Touchdown, Rose-Hulman. No flags on the play. And again, a huge one. It's 47-14, and we have not reached the halfway mark of the second period.
I thought Tyson New might have held right around the 10, 15-yard line, but evidently he did not. But, boy, you saw the green turf. I keep wanting to say green grass. The green turf in front of Hobbs there, and just the speed that young man possesses. You have to have a perfect angle to get him, and it's just usually not going to happen.
The only thing that was going to catch him was a turf monster, and
That's
I don't
right.
think we've seen those for him very often.
No.
He hits the clear, and he is gone. Rehberger will kick this one up, and he gets it up and good, and Rose-Hulman leads 48-14. We'll return for more Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each Butterburger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
48 points on the board, 10:46 left to go in the second period, and Rose-Hulman leads again 48-14, and the offense is clicking in full gear for Rose-Hulman, and part of it is they've just been able to hit wide open guys that have ended up in the clear and scored. Of course, if you have a kickoff return for a touchdown and multiple long throws, and your quarterback's 15 of 16 for 241 yards, and you're midway through the second period, not even midway through the second period, it makes it really difficult. Big kickoff into the end zone. Defiance College will have the football when we return here on Indiana Sports Network.
I ran out of my pain meds too quickly.
I took more and more to get through my day.
I did anything to get them.
I needed help. I needed hope. I found them both.
Professional, safe, no wait times, quality treatment. Regain something lost. Call or go to winrecovery.org.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose.
Inside run, and nice run. They'll pick up about 4 yards, and that's really a good move because Defiance needs to do a couple different things. One of them is potentially just move the football. The other one is run the clock.
Yep, I would agree with both of those.
Clock is running 48-14, and we're just in the first half. Ambrose. And he'll hand it again, and the ball is carried for another yard. It'll be 3rd and 6.
I was just thinking, boy, do we run this thing again? I was hoping we would. I was kind of hoping to see a little quarterback keep right there to see if we can get the athlete out in a little bit of space. And Defiance just, if it's not a deep shot, if it's not a deep shot, it just hasn't happened much today. Here comes more pressure by the Engineers.
Empty set. Ambrose sits by himself, and in comes the blitz, and they got him up there, and I'm telling you, woo, they hit him quickly. 4th down.
The snap was timed perfectly by Rose-Hulman. He just shot through there so fast. Like, you have 1 second to get rid of the ball. They talked about, I was watching, was it the Monday Night Football game? Talking about the Tom Brady and how quickly he's getting the ball out of his hands this year, even faster than he ever has before. Ambrose needed to have that to have a chance. He still got the ball away.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Kaiser Bowen. Between Kaiser Bowen and Roberts, they have just been all over quarterbacks this year. Punts off. They got this one. It's going to hold up in the wind and fall down there at about the 42-yard line, and Rose-Hulman will take possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
There was a time when your local pharmacy defined your community. Before the days of long lines and drive-through national chains, pharmacists gave your health personal attention, and you always met with a familiar face. Back then, your questions were always answered, even when you forgot to ask. In Brazil, Indiana, that friendly local pharmacy has always been Lynn's Pharmacy. Since 1872. We are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology. Still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Rose-Hulman with the football to 42. They're going to hand the ball inside. Lance Shelton breaks out and picks up a 1st down.
Very tough running there for Shelton as he's has his opportunities and he makes the most of them. And excuse me, Rose-Hulman is just deep at so many positions. They really are.
Robertson hands it off at Shelton again. Shelton to the right. Shelton up the middle. They're going to finally blow the whistle. He'll pick up 5.
You got to love his patience as he's just waiting for that hole to develop. He has his blockers that are doing a great job for him, and don't have to bust through the hole right away. You just have to wait, keep your feet moving, and that's what he does a great job of.
Shelton play action, looking deep. They'll give it back out to Shelton down the right sideline, and he'll go out of bounds. And inside the 30, they'll mark him at the 27.
And it's a great job by Robertson to go through his progressions. Wanted to take a little bit of a shot, looking over the middle, and maybe or the left side wasn't there, and Defiance just got off the field just in time.
Quick screen out there, and here comes, oh, what a nice hit, and he almost dislodged the ball. That's a really nice play outside. Hury on the catch, picks up about 6, make it 7 yards.
Vashawn Palmer laying the wood initially to stop Hury's forward progress there.
And another pass completion. 17 of 18.
And another.
18 of 19. And here's Shuri down the middle, and he'll pick up another 10.
It's just because of that coverage. The underneath route has been open all day long. When you look at those 18, 19 completions, 75% of them are underneath routes like that. And that's fine.
Rose-Hulman with the football. First and goal. Ball at the 9. Roll out. Has a man open in the side, and he didn't get him.
Just missed it.
There's a mistake, very rare, and it's 18 of 20 on the day.
On the other end of the field, they got a big completion that was just short of this line to gain on that exact same play that time. Just couldn't quite connect with Hury.
Quick pace for Rose-Hulman. Sheldon, he'll take the ball, has a chance to go up the middle, makes a left cut, gets down to the 4.
That's a nice tackle there by I think that was Davidson LeConte Jr., I believe, that made that tackle.
Freshman defensive lineman from Toledo.
Just going off the field there. A very nice tackle.
Third down and goal from the 5. Robertson rolls out, has a man open in the corner, didn't get him.
No.
Threw it just a little bit too long. It'll be 4th down.
You know, the good thing about those 2 incompletions toward the corner is that it's either our guy or nobody. You know, you don't have an opportunity for an interception there. So ball plate, and you got a Yellow Jacket down on the turf still.
And we're going to take a break here for an injury timeout. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Saturday, November 5th at the Zora Shrine Theater. Spend an evening with country music legends. Labor League presents Lone Star.
Every little thing that you do, baby, I'm amazed by you.
With Dina Carter on the Serve Pro stage.
Strawberry wine.
Get your discounted tickets today at Casey's General Store or Eventbrite.com. Lone Star with Dina Carter, Saturday, November 5th at the Zora Shrine.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
Player shook up for Defiance is number 4, Jacques Janvier, the senior from Miami Gardens, Florida. Wide open in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. That could have been a pick.
Yeah, it could have been.
And it should have probably been called one as the player's down. on. They have another injured Defiance Yellow Jacket on this one. They're going to call a timeout and bring him out. It looks like he's getting up pretty quickly, but there was a huge collision right at the goal line.
That was Palmer.
Vashawn Palmer, the senior from Dayton, Ohio, and he'll come off the field very slowly and gingerly, but Rose-Hulman scores another one. It's 54 points on the board for Rose-Hulman with Hobbs and another pass reception for a touchdown. Reberg will set up for the extra point for Rose-Hulman. It's 54-14. Reberg out to attempt this extra point. He'll kick this one up, and they'll have an illegal procedure, and he made that one through, didn't he?
I think so.
Couldn't really tell, but I know it hit the upright. You weren't able to see that one, but it did hit the upright. They're going to move him back 5 and try it again. The holder is Chase Wilkinson. The long snapper is Riley Lopian. And again, Reberg will attempt this extra point. Now back another 5. Kicks up. And it's good. 55-14 is our score, and we'll return for more action here on Indiana Sports Network.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1. You are. You're #1 at York.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
So Rose-Hulman will tee it up for another one, and we'll see if he kicks this one deep. He's been able to get it in the end zone the last 2 times, and that's really helped. But Defiance College, going the other direction, has returned him out to the 50-yard line. So the return team for Defiance has done a really nice job today when they've been able to get their hands on the football. We'll see if Connor Whitesell can pound this one into the end zone.
Already 15 touchbacks on the season with 2 today.
Pounds another one deep. Looks like he got that one halfway into the end zone. A huge kickoff. We're going to keep this one here. Defiance College will come out on this one. And for Defiance College, again, we didn't really talk a lot about Defiance and what's going on, but they had an immediate resignation from their previous football coach. He was only there a year. And then Bill Nickel, who's already on staff and had moved back into the Ohio area, ends up being the football coach. He's picked up several different other people. I know one of the assistants at Defiance. I personally know him. He's a fine football coach, and he's the guy that directs their offense. And their offense has been moving the football. Mm-hmm. Just they need to find some defensive consistency. And again, quick pass, and he doesn't quite get that one out there.
Looking for Makari Bingham's, who I believe was the recipient of the touchdown pass earlier in the half. Is like to see what else Defiance has at the running back position. You know, you see what Freeman brings to the table. I'd like to see what else they have. But it looks like the running back position is very young. I'm looking at their roster. But
they have a lot of young players and have for years. Quick check down, doesn't get anywhere on that one. Incomplete pass. And again, they're trying to throw the football. And one of the linemen is calling for somebody to sub in for him. Something happened to him. An equipment problem is what it looks like to me as he's checking his helmet as he steps out. And in comes number 76 for Defiance as he'll get the replacement, and that's Brandon Durkee from New Orleans, Louisiana. And it's really interesting. You know, we look at the rosters from a lot of the teams that are extremely localized, but Defiance has gone out and found players different places, and they're pretty good athletes.
Yep.
Ambrose
too much pressure.
Dumps it, gets it out, potential.
Wow.
But he gets hauled down for a 5-yard gain.
And he got popped.
And Freeman was there, but Rose-Hulman has really done a nice job in rallying to the football. When the ball's in the air, they just fly to it.
Yeah, and Freeman, you could just see him there, you know, a little slower going to the sideline than he was earlier in the game. He had someone wrapped around his legs, and he started to come down. And then another hit came in that was higher on his body, and he really popped him there. So it wasn't anything illegal, malicious, but it just, boy, when you're getting gang tackled like that, it starts to take a toll on your body. Here with 5 minutes to go in the first half, he's walking a little slower. He's got a lot of tension at him.
8 rushers for Rose-Hulman. They're going to peel back, get another line drive kick, and it's picked up by Hobbs down the left sideline. He could take this one, and he goes out of bounds. Good force out that time by number 23 for Cooper Sloan.
Another guy down for Defiance. It looked like 29 maybe. Slow to get up. Yeah, 28.
Another player slow to get up. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with Rose-Hulman football.
Gen Z is a stalled generation. The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
While I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Rose-Hulman with the football. Raperta in the backfield. He'll take the ball on the counter play. They'll run it up inside, and Grant Raperta picks up close to a first down yardage. They're going to say he's just a little bit short. And they're going to say, no, it is a first down. They're going to mark it as such. It's first down for Rose-Hulman. Ball sits at the 28-yard line.
I'd love to see Rose-Hulman use the whole play clock. I'd love to see that right now.
And inside, they've got a quick slip, and they've got a man open in the hitch, or excuse me, in the curl route, and they're trying to throw a curl in there to Daniel Hury, and it just went over his head.
Yeah, he jumped maybe a little early as he tried to double clutch for that catch there. As I think the ball came out a little softer than he anticipated. Not too many incompletions today for Robertson.
Raperta inside run. He'll pick up another 6 yards.
Be third and short, third and very manageable for the Engineers here. Is this is just a massive lead going into halftime, and they get the ball to start the half as well. So then there's that.
Raperta in the backfield. Setting side saddle, in comes the rush, and they're going to swallow him up.
Yeah.
Good play by the front for Defiance College.
Guess who's tying his shoe again, Herb? I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I'd love to know what's going on there. Well, during the week of practice, I'm sure somebody will be teasing him about that probably.
Well, I think he may have just run out of it. He's so fast.
Yeah, that's possible.
There we go. And fourth down, they're going to pull back.
Run the play clock and call a timeout, or what are you going to play? Are you going to call a play?
They've got a route to run. Here it comes. Crosser down the middle. Throws it up, and it should have been picked, but it's tipped. And turnover on downs. Defiance College holds. And they'll end up with a football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Defiance with the football. First and 10 at the 25. They trail 55-14. Motion across. They're going to hand the ball inside. Freeman's got some room, and he picks up that first down. Gain of 12, and Defiance College picks up another first down.
Right back to the line very quickly. Here we go.
They're going to hand it off. Nope, he's got a man open. Freeman up the middle. Ambrose up the middle and pick up another 12 yards.
Ball a little loose in his hands to start his carry. Kind of like a little loaf of bread there, but did secure it as he got close to contact.
Couple turnovers have really hurt Defiance. They've had a hard time. There comes the fade. Got him open. And it was picked off. Intercepted that time by Rose-Hulman's number 2, Tice Miller. And I almost thought the receiver from Defiance had caught that football. Rose-Hulman will have it when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look both ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Rose-Hulman with the football. Ball to 20-yard line. Inside, Grant Raperta. He's going to pick up a few yards. They'll give him 3.
Is this Rose-Hulman's worst starting field position of the game?
I believe it is. Yeah. They don't have if you're looking at it a huge amount of yardage. They do have yardage and a pretty good amount, but where they've really gained things is on a couple turnovers. And again, they scored on an actual kickoff return outside, completed a Hury. He makes a man miss down the sideline, and he goes out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. They'll mark him at the 39. 280 yards passing for Rose-Hulman. And rushing-wise, about 60 yards rushing. Ruperta, he'll move the chains again or move the football up. Another 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8 or 2nd and 7. 1:40 left to go in the first half. Very close to not getting set. They throw the little hitch, and Hury makes a huge spin move, picks up the first down, and Rose-Hulman will have it at the 48. Clock will stop. Chains will move. 1:26 left to go in the second period.
And another nice drive. Really going for the Engineers as they're just churning yards with those little short plays. Greasecock
sets back. Counter play, they run it in. Here comes Ruperta down the left sideline. 30, 20. He's out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Rose-Hulman. Clock will stop. 1:01 left to go in the first half.
Boy, Ruperta just been such a serviceable back for these last couple years where he's been featured for Rose-Hulman.
Grant Ruperta with the run up the middle. And he'll run up about 3 yards on that play. It'll be 2nd and 7.
And I say serviceable. Usually when you say somebody's serviceable, it sounds like you're saying that they're just not all that good. That's not what I mean. This young man has been very steady. Doesn't put the ball on the ground. Not super flashy, but he gets you the yardage. Very tough, durable.
Pass down inside the 10. They'll be 1st and goal after that completion with 30 seconds left to go in the first half. Timeout's been called. Clock stopped, and we'll take a break. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
I'm All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at YorkAutomotive.com today.
You're #1 at York.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
You're watching college sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Rose-Hulman with the football, 1st and goal. Ball at the 9. Robertson to pass, throws it in the corner of the end zone, and it's out of the back of the end zone. Incomplete pass.
And there, once again, Vashawn Palmer doing a great job knocking that ball away. I'm telling you, Vashawn Palmer's a player, man. This young man can play some ball. 6'2", senior out of Dayton, Ohio, is this young man's got some talent.
In the ball game is Jacob Banana Fabu. Split on the right side. They're going to look at him. Double move. Doesn't have anything. Throws it out, and it's caught. Touchdown, Rose-Hulman. And with that, another completion to Daniel Hury for another score. And Rose-Hulman scores another time here in the first half, making it 61-14.
I think they caught Justin Caballero on him, and just no chance to stay with Hury there. on that little crossing route and just scoring right before halftime. That's what you want. Score before half, get the ball right back. I mean, that's good execution for Rose-Hulman.
Kick is up, and it's good. And with that, Jonathan Oliger, the kicker, comes in from Dalton City, Illinois. He'll put that one on the board, and Rose-Hulman leads 62-14.
I ran out of my pain meds too quickly.
I took more and more to get through my day.
I did anything to get them.
I needed help. I needed hope. I found them both.
Professional, safe, no wait times, quality treatment. Regain something lost. Call or go to winrecovery.org.
There was a time when your local pharmacy defined your community. Before the days of long lines and drive-through national chains, pharmacists gave your health personal attention, and you're always met with a familiar face. Back then, your questions were always answered, even when you forgot to ask. In Brazil, Indiana, that friendly local pharmacy has always been Lynn's Pharmacy since 1872. We are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology, still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Saturday, November 5th at the...
And Rose-Hulman will set up to kick it again. Connor Whitesell, who already has 3 touchdowns on the day, will try to pound this one again. He does. Kicks it deep. 19 seconds left to go in the first half, and DJ Clark lets that one go out of the bounds. We were just talking about the actual record for most points in a half, and it's 62, and that's what Rose-Hulman has on the board. And I think I was there for that one as well. That was at Anderson several years ago. And again, Rose-Hulman just scoring at will, it seems like, in this ball game. And Defiance has been able to move the ball some, but their defense has just not been able to slow down the Rose-Hulman offensive group today, and as well as a couple turnovers here and there, and it got ugly early. We have not reached halftime. 19 seconds left to go in the first half. 62-14. Ambrose, he'll hand it off inside, and running hard is Freeman. He'll pick up a yard, and that should conclude the first half. We'll wait on this one. And that will be it. The end of the first half comes up at 62-14 on Senior Day here at Rose-Hulman, and Rose-Hulman with the lead over Defiance College. We'll come back in just a moment for our halftime show. You're watching HCAC football on Indiana Sports Network.
Saturday, November 5th at the Zora Shrine Theater. Spend an evening with country music legends. Labor Link presents Lone Star.
Every little thing that you do, baby, I'm amazed by you.
With Dina Carter on the Surf Pro stage.
Strawberry wine.
Get your discounted tickets today at Casey's General Store or eventbrite.com. Lone Star with Dina Carter, Saturday, November 5th at the Zora Shrine.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
The second inductee today is Clint Vatterott. The 2012 graduate was Rose-Hulman's first soccer All-American, earning third-team honors in the NSCAA in 2011. He was also a second-team academic All-American in 2011. The two-time All-Great Lakes Region selection was also a three-time All-HCAC selection. Clint's career totals included 40 goals, 24 assists, and 104 points to rank in the top 3 in school history in each category. Most importantly, he helped the 2008 and 2011 teams qualify for the NCAA Division III tournament. Today, Clint and wife Jessica reside in Indianapolis, where she serves as Senior Project Manager at Messer Construction and has worked on significant projects with Eli Lilly and Indiana University Athletics. Ladies and gentlemen, Clint Vatterott. The final inductee today is Tom Miller. Tom spent 38 years making Rose-Hulman a better place, staying at Rose-Hulman from 1980 to 2018. He came to Rose-Hulman as the Assistant Director of Housing and also an assistant football coach in 1978. Over his time at Rose-Hulman, Tom met with literally thousands of potential recruits to sell the virtues of a Rose-Hulman education, worked with student athletes and the overall student body to overcome academic, athletic, and health concerns, and was also a member of the Eyes and Ears of the Rose-Hulman Press Box with Brian Taylor for parts of 4 decades. In addition to his athletic impacts, Tom earned numerous awards on the Rose-Hulman campus. He earned the President's Outstanding Service Award in 1989, was named an honorary alumnus in 2002, earned the Rose-Hulman Excellence in Service Award in 2015 and 2017, and was named Triangle Fraternity Teacher of the Year in 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Miller. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have one more big round of applause for the Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2022.
So it's Denisis, so we pronounced it wrong the entire weekend.
You guys are it.
And welcome back. It's halftime here at Rose-Hulman, a 62-14 lead for the Fighting Engineers, and we really haven't seen this kind of offensive production in several years. And when I say this, like consistent offensive production for the Fighting Engineers, they're able to get the football to their premier athletes. And when I say that, the fast guys and Hobbs and Hury, yeah. Ty Salou is always one-on-one with people and really causes problems. And those 3 guys have really taken over the ball game when it comes to receiving. But more importantly, right now, Miguel Robertson is just completing the ball at a very high rate. He's not taking anything for granted. He was at a 93% clip midway through the second period. He's now down to an 80%.
It's cooled way down.
Yeah, cooled way down. But he's 23 of 29 for 324 yards in the first half. Jalen Hobbs, 119 yards, 6 receptions, 2 touchdowns. Daniel Hury with 2 touchdowns and 107 yards. Adam Ty Salou had 3 receptions, 79 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Alex Griesbach, had 1 reception for a touchdown. Again, 7 touchdown passes for Robertson in the first half.
You know, it's just you have these weapons that you can throw the ball to, Hobbs, Hury, Ty Salou, and you got to, as a defense, who are you going to put your number 1 DB on? You know, which one of them are going to draw that assignment? And when you look at the speed that Hobbs and Hury have, there's not a whole lot of teams in the conference that can match up with one guy, let alone 2 guys with that kind of speed. They both have blinding track speed, and they can line up in a lot of different positions. They can, swing them around the backfield, get the ball that way. They can go, vertical. They can, go down the seam. They can go over the middle. I mean, these guys can run. It's not like a one-trick pony that's got just one vertical route. That's all he can do. These aren't these type of guys, and so it's really hard to defend that. And Rose-Hulman that spreads the balls around to their targets so masterfully. Both Hobbs and Curie were very close to both having 100 yards receiving in the first half. And Ty Salou, poor old Ty Salou, just got 79. I mean, you've got these weapons. It's tough to defend this engineer ball club when you give Robertson time to throw the ball, and the offensive line has done a good job of that today, and they do in most games. It's hard to cover these guys for 2.5, 3 seconds.
10 tackles for loss for the defense for Rose-Hulman, and with that, only 1 sack. As they were only able to get to the Defiance quarterback 1 time in a sack situation, but they do have 2 interceptions, both Miller and Roberts with an interception, and when you take a couple of those turnovers into consideration, Rose-Hulman's defense has played pretty well in what's going on.
You know, you mentioned only the 1 sack, but so many quarterback hurries and hits. Excuse me. They've gotten to him several times. 2 or 3 of those balls he just threw away, so did not take a sack. But they've also hit him several times and rushed his breeze.
Well, accordingly, Kaiser Bowen has 3 quarterback hits, 3 quarterback rushes. You can call it either way. As he was in his face, caused a tip ball, I know, on one of those, and just caused Defiance all kinds of problems. If you look at the other side of the football, Defiance on offense, only a 42% completion ratio, and that's because of those pressures that are on him. 79 yards passing for Ambrose, and he was 8 of 19. And with that, 2 touchdown passes, 1 to DJ Clark. He only has 1 reception, and Clark's the guy who on the return yardage is the guy. I mean, he is blazing
152 return yards.
And when you look at Bigham's 2 receptions, 14 yards and a touchdown. Rushing wise, they've gained 76 yards on 16 carries. And again, a long has been 17 yards now. That may have been the first play of the ball game when he came blazing through there in the inside zone. They fumbled the ball and lost it 1 time off of a reception. So Rome caught a ball and got immediately hit off of the jet sweep and put that ball on the ground and caused them all kinds of problems. Defensively, you're going to see a lot of tackles, but really those tackles are almost for naught because a lot of those are down the field for Defiance. They've pass defense, 4 pass breakups by Palmer for Defiance, and you mentioned him on numerous occasions because he's been around the football when it's been close to him, but really a tough thing. Rose-Hulman has fumbled the football 1 time, but not being able to really do anything was with it except for, and when I say this, except for Defiance, that fumble was at the 7-yard line. That immediately gave them a score and cut the score from 21-0 to 21-7. But from then on, Rose-Hulman scored very quickly. That kickoff return, that special teams again for Rose-Hulman. Yes, they lost it on a fumbled punt snap, but their return yardage has been just tremendous. For Rose-Hulman, that 1 kickoff return, 78 yards, a touchdown. The punt returns, not as good as last week, but the punts haven't been to the point where they could field it easily either. So with that, again, 62-14 score. Rose-Hulman with the lead over Defiance. We'll take a break and we'll be back with more here on Indiana Sports Network.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service, dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And welcome back. A halftime show. Rose-Hulman leading 62-14. And again, we want to thank Culver's for sponsoring Rose-Hulman football this afternoon, along with the Indiana Army National Guard, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Micah Bonomo, Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, and York Automotive. And we're talking about different things going on here at Rose-Hulman. We'll be a part of the basketball schedule as well. We have several of the other sports on Indiana Sports Network. And when we look at Rose-Hulman's basketball season, we'll start out with, again, Rose-Hulman and Transylvania in the HCAC games that we'll be able to broadcast some of these. And we're looking for some really good things to happen for Rose-Hulman, new basketball coach, new things going on, as well as there's a day of high school basketball here at Rose-Hulman that we'll be a part of as well.
And I think that's a great opportunity for Rose-Hulman. Looking at the high school, the Gobbler game shootout. I know it was at Indiana State University last year in this inaugural season of that. And for whatever reason, it's not back there this year. And it's a great job by Rose-Hulman to pick up that shootout. It's going to have a total of 8 games. We'll do on Indiana Sports Network. We'll do 4 of those games, but 8 games in
It's a day.
One day. So for Rose-Hulman, you're looking at from 10 to 8:30. First game's at 10. The last game's at 8:30. And for Rose-Hulman to pick that up and have these families, these student athletes on campus, that is big for Rose-Hulman, because I'm telling you, the Holman Arena is going to be rocking. It's going to be a lot of people filtering in and out, and I think I was so glad to hear that Rose-Hulman picked up that shootout. That it would be here at Rose-Hulman. I think that was a really good thing.
And that just gives us another time to come to Rose-Hulman and have some great times.
That's
here.
right. We got a great perch where we sit. I love the fact that we never have to fight through the crowd to get through the stands, to get to the little table. No, forget that. We got a nice little perch up high, and they treat us so well here. So it's always a treat to come to do games here at Rose-Hulman. And then, the basketball team here, Fighting Engineers basketball team, you mentioned new coach Sales will be his first season here, and looking forward to see his philosophy and his take on the game of basketball and how he operates things. And his rotations and what type of offense he runs, what type of defense he runs, and end of game situations and all that. It's just going to be, new beginnings. And so Engineers picked third in the conference. And you look at non-conference, kind of like Coach Sokol this year, the last couple of years especially, but this year with the football team here, non-conference, this is absolutely brutal. You start with DePaul. Men's basketball, the exact same thing. Absolutely brutal non-conference schedule starting with DePaul. So that'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. And if I can get off work in a timely fashion, I am looking at maybe going to that game. I would really like to go just to view, watch that contest, the first game at DePaul with Rose-Hulman. I think that'd be fun to watch, and maybe giving you a chance to see the Engineers before we have them on the third. And just what better way to start off your home conference season than with Transylvania.
Well,
that's a tough way to start. You had the tough start non-conference, and then smack you in the mouth with Transy. How about that?
Sounds like a great time. And we'll have a great time here in the second half as we prepare for this one. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back with the start of the second half here at Rose-Hulman.
Gen Z is a stall generation.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look for ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo. You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And Defiance College will kick off to Rose-Hulman to start the second half. And as we get to go get this one, a couple different guys in the deep spot for Rose-Hulman. Smith has gone back for this one, and that is Jay Smith to help return this one, along with number 19, and that's Eli Silva, sophomore wide receiver from Indio, California. Waiting at the 10-yard line for this one. Silva with the return for Rose-Hulman. He's got a seam down the right sideline. If he can get there, he gets there close, over the 50, down to the 40-yard line, and a really good return for the second group of returners. Rose-Hulman will take possession. First and 10 at the 40. They're going to say 39-yard line.
That's a whale of a run back there. Is about your first time having your hands on the ball today, and you run it back that far. And good blocking will lead to a good run back.
So Rose-Hulman will take possession of the football, and out comes second quarterback, and that's going to be Rick Easterwood, the sophomore, who can throw the football.
Yes,
He's
he
really
can.
done a nice job as well here this year. Had a start and really played well until he was injured.
Right.
And now Rose-Hulman with the football. Second team in for the Fighting Engineers. Lance with the football, and again, hard run up the middle for Shelton. He'll pick up about 2 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 8. Different set of backs, same offense. You're going to see Easterwood in the quarterback position. He'll go, sets the ball, throws the screen. Nice pass. Outside is Nanu Fabu, and they're going to have a hold call on Rose-Hulman, as that's where the flag indicated it would be. I don't think it's going to be a face mask.
Haven't seen very many flags today, thankfully.
Really haven't, but this one will go against Rose-Hulman. They're talking about it. They're going to say it's marked right there at the end of the run. It is a holding call. They'll mark it back 10, and they'll start this one again. It'll be second at about 18 yards. So Easterwood completes the pass, but that will be erased off the record book, and we'll try it again.
I think that's the only second penalty on Rose offense.
They've really been pretty error-free on the offensive side. 3 receivers, top of the screen. Looking, pump fake. He's got a man open right in the curl zone, and that's a delivered ball to Nanu Fabu, who picks up about 10 yards.
I think that's what you would call a strike, wouldn't you?
He stuck it right in there. It'll be third down, and they'll make it 6. 3rd and 6.
Like the nice little, the fact that you moved the pocket for him. See what we can do on this third down.
Double check on it. They came up quickly, checked the formation, what's going on, called the play. Shelton sets to his right. They're going to roll to the right. Easterwood gets sacked, and he's hauled down. It'll bring up 4th down. The ball will be at the 41.
Just ran, kind of ran right into that sack there.
Nobody's moving, and Defiance thought they were going to get off the field. Several of their linemen started towards the sideline, and instead, Rose-Hulman, they're in that no man's land where if you punt the ball, there's a chance you won't punt it for very much, but it's 4th and 11. Make it 4th and 12. 3 receivers bunched up at the bottom of your screen. Look, they'll give it to Shelton on a counter draw, and he goes out inside the 20, 15, breaks loose, 10, 5, touchdown, Rose-Hulman. Lance Shelton on a 41-yard run by the second team for Rose-Hulman, and they score.
That's what you didn't want for Defiance on 4th and 14 or whatever that was. Longest run from scrimmage today for Rose-Hulman. Shelton just made some great moves, had some great blocking from the offensive line. Opportunistic touchdown. Senior.
And Shelton with 2 touchdowns on the day.
Yes.
Lance Shelton. Senior from Kansas City, Missouri. Kick is up by Oliger, and it is 69-14. Rose-Hulman with the lead when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And Whitesell will set up to kick this one deep. Connor Whitesell has pounded the football in the end zone today. And Rose-Hulman, 10 touchdowns on the afternoon. .52 left to go in the third period. Whitesell with the kick. This one's short. It's going to drop. Tough to get to. Picked up by Clark. Clark spins. He's away, but he's going to be hauled down at the 24-yard line, and that's where Defiance will take over when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
I ran out of my pain meds too quickly.
I took more and more to get through my day.
I did anything to get them.
I needed help. I needed hope. I found them both.
Professional, safe, no wait times, quality treatment. Regain something lost. Call or go to winrecovery.org.
Inside run and a good one in the inside. Fumble, the ball picked up. Rose-Hulman with the football, and they'll have it on an immediate turnover, and a young man is hurt, and they're calling in for people right there as he let loose of the ball. Tyshawn Freeman let loose of the football because he is injured, holding his knee. That's a tough one for Defiance as well, and that will cause us to take a break. Injury timeout. Hopefully the young man's okay, and we'll just pause for a moment.
There was a time when your local pharmacy defined your community. Before the days of long lines and drive-through national chains, pharmacists gave your health personal attention, and you always met with a familiar face. Back then, your questions were always answered, even when you forgot to ask. In Brazil, Indiana, that friendly local pharmacy has always been Lynn's Pharmacy since 1872. We are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology, still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
Saturday, November 5th at the Zora Shrine Theater. Spend an evening with country music legends. Labor League presents Lone Star.
Every little thing that you do, baby, I'm amazed by you.
With Dina Carter on the Surf Pro stage.
Strawberry wine.
Get your discounted tickets today at Casey's General Store or Eventbrite.com. Lone Star with Dina Carter, Saturday, November 5th at the Zora Shrine.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
So very quick turnover, and Rose-Hulman will take possession of the football. Into the ball game is Jay Smith, the freshman. He'll be the running back on this second unit. And our new scoreboard, donated by Pat Noyes and Cindy Noyes. This third largest Division III scoreboard in the country. Inside run by Smith. Smith makes one man move, miss, makes another one. He will pick up about 2 yards. That's it. Looks like he should have gone for more.
Well, he wanted to try to get more and bounce it at the outside, but I think he just cut that thing up, young man, and get your 5 or 6. And I think he wanted to, you see what Shelton did on his last run. Like, I want one too.
Yeah, but I think Shelton's run was designed to go there. So here we go. Motion across. They've got the H-back, potential counter. They run the counter. Here it comes up in this side, and Smith goes forward, keeps his feet moving. He'll go down. It'll be 3rd and 3. And Smith has looked good this year. Freshman from Evansville. Started one ball game for Rose-Hulman. And they've had 3 running backs they've used. Shelton has got a number of carries today because it is senior day. Ruperta is a junior. Smith, a freshman. And those are the 3 backs that Rose-Hulman has primarily used today. Looking to pass, and going down is number 12. That's Rick Easterwood. He is sacked for a loss. If they attempt a field goal here, it'd be about 40 yards.
I wonder if there was some confusion on that play because the receivers all took a step or two and turned around. They just stopped the route, and nobody really ran a route there.
4th down, and Rose-Hulman will go again. Easterwood, motion across for Fabu, looking for the deep guy. He's got a wheel down the side and overthrew him, and a turnover on downs, and Defiance College will take over when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
Defiance with the football. 1st and 10 at the 23. 10:43 left to go in the third period. Outside, quick screen. They'll get it up in there and moving for just a couple yards. It looked like it was Clark who picked that, DJ Clark.
That's a tough way to gain a yard.
It wasn't. It was number 11 that time. That's Devin Brown, a junior from Brooklyn, New York.
And he got his helmet knocked off. He had to come out. And so he'll come out for at least one play, get strapped back up. But he got walloped there at the end.
Defiance with the football. Number 23 running the counter. He's got it in the clear. Down the right sideline he goes. And he's out of bounds.
There's the some looking to see another running back to see what else someone has, and there's by necessity there. Unfortunately, Cooper Sloan, freshman from and I say that because it's not listed. I shouldn't. I don't know where he's from, but I wish I knew.
Quick screen to Clark, and he gets hammered.
That screen, that quick screen over the middle is not working very well for Defiance.
It's a setup. I'm just telling you how it works. They're going to set that one and try to throw the deep pass and give the blocker a chance to slip off of that one and go vertical. Defiance with the football again. It'll be 2nd and 10. Ball, it rests over the 50-yard line. Motion across by Recker. Looking. Has the curl. Nice comeback, and he's going to break the tackle. Clark moves on the outside. He goes down to the 28-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for Defiance.
That's a great job. DeRealis Clark, the freshman from Lima, Ohio. Is it Lima or Lima? Which one is it?
Lima.
Okay. I knew you would know, but I honestly wasn't sure. I was like, ooh.
My sister lives in Lima.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I know that's your neck of the woods.
Defiance with a first down.
I got another question for you.
Ambrose got a man down the middle and missed him. He'll go up the right sideline and go out of bounds at about the 26. He'll gain a couple yards.
Okay, here's the other one for you. Is it Hebron?
Hebron.
Is it Hebron? Okay.
And which one? Is that Ohio or
Ohio.
the one in Indiana?
Ohio.
I think
Hebron. Is it Hebron?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. I didn't know how to pronounce that. I was there.
There's one in Indiana, too.
Okay.
3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. 69-14, Rose-Hulman with the lead. 8:20 left to go here in the third period. They'll hand the ball off, and again, another good counter play.
Yeah.
Hard physical run that time by number 23, Cooper Sloan, a freshman running back, and he's looked very good.
He has, would have loved to see him get a few carries earlier in the game, just to kind of a change of pace. Freeman, we hope he's going to be okay. It looked like a very serious injury there, but would have loved to see a little change of pace between your running backs in the first half. A lot of times you need that. Freeman took all the snaps in that running back position that I remember seeing.
Toss over to the right side, 3rd down, and here goes Sloan down to the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Defiance College. A good, solid run by the freshman.
I just think you can do a couple more things with Sloan that you couldn't quite do with Freeman, just from the mobility aspect. Sloan runs hard, ran through a couple of things. Those a lot of second team, but he still ran through some tackles there, looked good. And so I'm not saying he should have started. Don't get me wrong, folks. But I just like to see a couple different running backs.
Looking they took the wheel and draw right up the middle, and he could go in. Nope. Down the left sideline he does. Touchdown, Defiance College. Is there a flag? There's no flag that we can see. Touchdown for Defiance College, and they'll put the 20 points on the board.
Yeah, it was a nice little run by Ambrose there to get to the end zone as get another score on the board for Defiance.
And really, we've talked about it even before the ball game, how Defiance scores. They just have not been able to hold very many people down. They sure weren't able to hold the first string for Rose-Hulman down in that first half. Scoring 62 in the first half.
Yeah.
And the kicker is up. Sanchez will put this one up. He gets it to go, and it is 69-21 with 7:07 left to go in the third period, and we'll return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1. You are. You're #1 at York.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
69-21, our score. 7:07 left to go here in the third period, and Defiance College gets on the scoreboard here in the third period. Rose-Hulman will set up, and again deep, to return the kicks. Jay Smith and again, Jay Smith is deep, along with Eli Silva, sophomore wide receiver. Kick is up. Silva will get another one. He had a great return the last time. He may not get to the wall this time, but he does. And there's a seam. And he goes down to the right side. He'll go out at the 31. And Rose-Hulman will take possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids. So when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Rick Easterwood, the quarterback, he'll hand off to Lance Shelton, who gets a few yards over, and they'll say he got seven yards on that run.
That was a nice run. Just shoot up in there. He got 5 yards before he was even touched.
Coltrane on the tackle for Defiance.
It's gotta be an awesome last name. If your last name is Coltrane, I mean, that's an awesome name, man. I'm telling you, you're not getting made fun of if your last name is Coltrane, unless somebody just doesn't know anything.
Lance Shelton with another run. He'll pick up a yard. Offensively for Rose-Hulman, Lance Shelton now the leading rusher in the ball game for the Fighting Engineers. 9 carries, make it 10 carries, 81 yards.
Oh, there's a free 5.
And 2 touchdowns.
Oh, he got back. All he had to do was snap it.
All he had to do was move.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even need to snap it, just move and say that forced him. 3rd and 2. Motion outside. They're going to run the speed option, and Shelton has to beat somebody. He does, and picks up the first down. Lance Shelton with another good run. 2 touchdowns on the day for the senior.
Yeah, Hunter Stetner didn't really have a chance there. The 6-foot senior linebacker. You're out in space with Shelton, and there's a 1v1 situation to try to bring him down before he gets to the sticks, and just, it's not going to happen too many times. Shelton just puts the foot in the ground, makes a little move, a little juke move.
Shelton with 88 yards.
Look good today,
on the afternoon. Counter play, Shelton. He's got the seam right on the right side, and hard to find the young man as he's.
Yes, it is. We've talked about that in games gone by. Jalen Redd, the free safety from Memphis, getting a nice tackle there to keep Shelton from breaking one off there.
93 yards for Shelton.
He's hunting the hundo.
Trying to get that 100 yards on senior day. Again, Shelton is listed as the third-string running back for Rose-Hulman. Second-string offense is in for the Engineers. And Shelton, looking the outside, he's going to get close and close to that first down yardage. He's going to be a yard short. It'll be 3rd and 1.
And once again, Jalen Red, we just talked about him, just makes another tackle from behind. Helmet comes off. He's going to have to come out for this 3rd down play.
Waiting on that player to run off. 3rd and 1 for Rose-Hulman. Could see a wholesale blitz for Defiance, and they were all creeping up. Linebackers were creeping up. Now they set back. Smith into the ball game for Rose-Hulman, and Smith takes the ball and runs for the first down. Oh, my! More as he's running down inside and down to the 25, and the scrum has pushed him down. They'll mark him at the 26 where the whistle blew.
Wow. He slipped 3 yards, past the line of scrimmage, and he regained his footing very nicely and got a big gain on that.
97 yards for Shelton. And we wouldn't be surprised if they put him in just so he can get that 100 yards. Smith,
yeah, sure he will.
Nice run on the inside zone and a really good tackle outside.
Yes,
and a nice play. Again, number 7, the senior Vashon Palmer with another nice tackle. This one in the open field, and Smith gains 3 yards.
And Palmer makes those plays, doesn't he?
He sure does. They list him as a defensive back. He's actually playing safety for them in how they structure their defense.
Clock down to 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Motion, look for the counter. They run the counter, and here it comes. Inside, Smith bounces off 1, bounces off 2, and he'll go forward for about 5 yards on this one. It'll be 3rd and 2.
You know, we were looking at that Mount St. Joe score with Defiance 35-55. I was just looking that up. It was a different score at halftime. It was 41-7 at halftime. So I wondered how many of those points came, mop up duty.
Half.
And then today, I wonder if old Jeff Sokol trying to send a message to Mount St. Joe's with the score in the halftime.
Well, Smith down the left sideline. You're going to have a holding call on Rose-Hulman, as it looks like one of the linemen went out there and kind of drug a man down. You'll have a 10-yard penalty from the spot. That'll go from the 15 back to the 25, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Of course, the Engineers finished the season on the road. Last 2 games, we talked about during non-conference was tough, but they had everything in front of them as far as their season, their conference season, and finished at Hanover and at Mount St. Joe's. Hanover always tough. Mount St. Joe's undefeated on the conference season thus far. So could come down. You win your games, you win the conference championship, and so it's everything that Rose-Hulman wants is at their disposal. So they just gotta win a couple of really tough games. That's all they have to do.
That's it. And Mount St. Joe and Rose-Hulman, both of them right where they want to be.
That's right.
1:49 left to go here in the 3rd period. Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people
in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools. We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service, dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
3rd and 10. They'll hand the ball to Smith up the middle, and they may be content to try to the field goal here. Just a gain of a yard. They're going to dial it up. Here's another 4th down play. .126 and clock is moving. Left to go here in the 3rd period. Showed power in a power throw, and Smith was
blown up.
Nailed for a 5-yard loss. Defiance will take over when we return on Indiana Sports Network. Defiance with the football. Play action.
More pressure.
He's going to have to throw it away. No, he doesn't. Turns down the sideline, tosses it out of bounds. That's a pretty smart play. Didn't lose anything on the incomplete pass. Right now, it's, again, 2nd and 10.
Bless you. You know, when you look at the way this game has gone, Defiance, you know, you can't help but want to see good things for them. You knew they were going to be outmanned in this game, but you're hoping they'd be able to, you know, move the ball with their offense. They have done that to some extent, but just some inconsistencies and just like that, a drop where you have to have that catch if you want to continue drives. We've seen a couple of drops today in really inopportune times. We've seen, you know, interception or two and just things like that where you're moving the ball for a few plays and then something happens and next thing you know you have a big 3rd down and 10 and you're behind the down and distance. So it's just tough to have a successful offense if you're not able to string plays together in rapid succession.
Trips to the bottom of the screen. Rose-Hulman showing blitz. They bring 4.
Nice old stunt.
And in a sack, and that's the 2nd one of the day. And then nice job bringing down Jordan Ambrose as Rose-Hulman's unit comes up with another play, another sack. 32 for Rose-Hulman on the sack. Desmond Dunstan. So he picks up the sack here because here's another Rose-Hulman opportunity. Number 19, Eli Silva, the sophomore, goes back to return punts.
From?
Indio, California.
Yeah, you know where that is?
No, I've not been there.
I have no idea. I was hoping that you knew the vicinity. Like what big city is that near?
You put me in Ohio and Michigan, and I'm good.
Okay. Oh, well, a lot of hang time there.
Fair catch held, and Rose-Hulman will take over. 1st and 10 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And Rose-Hulman's second unit back in on this one as well. Handoff. He needs 3 yards, and he got nothing on that one. And when I say 3 yards, Shelton wants that 100-yard game, and they put him in to try to get it.
He'll get it. Oh, yeah.
And that's the end of the third period play. 69-21 is our score, and we'll take a pause and be right back with the fourth quarter. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have, and that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Rose-Hulman with the football to start the fourth period. 2nd and 10. Shelton in the ball game. At running back. And they'll run the draw again. Then Shelton down the right sideline. He's got his 100-yard game, and he'll go out of bounds at the 41.
Very nicely executed delayed draw there. And the defense kind of vacated, and there you go with the senior getting his 100-yard season. I love the fact that Shelton is on senior day from Kansas City, Missouri. Boy, that's just it's just fantastic.
Clock moving inside, run up the middle by Smith, and he'll knife his way up and pick up about 5 yards. They'll make him 6. 6 yards on the carry, and it'll be 2nd and 4.
I think it was the first time I saw Shelton run is his sophomore season.
Yep.
I was like, boy, he had a couple of eye-popping runs, and the fact that standing at 5'4" made it tough for the defense to see him. He was using that great offensive line that he had and had some really nice runs. I said, man, this kid's going to have a nice little career in here.
Smith again, he tried to break to the outside, and there's another good play. Vashawn Palmer on another tackle.
And I'm looking forward to seeing Smith as he develops. 5'9", 180. Looks like he's pretty well put together. And runs tough. Has a nice little burst. Just a freshman, Herb, and just getting good playing time as a freshman on this team says something.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to watching him blossom and learn here at Rose-Hulman.
Roll out,
Very
throws
nice.
the hitch, has the first down, and a little bit more. Pretty good pass completion there.
I think there were 8 IHSAA high schools in Evansville. I was looking that up.
I was
think I
too
counted
off.
8.
I was too off. You were more like
I thought they were way more
80.
than that. I thought they were. I'll be honest with you. I thought they were way more than. It just felt like it's just a ton of them.
inside run. Smith again as he
nice.
just pounds it up the middle,
Yeah.
close to that first down yardage. He's going to be a yard short. So Smith with another good run up in there. Smith with now somewhere in that 60-yard range in rushing.
Mm-hmm.
So several of the backs now carrying it forward.
Jay Smith went to Rice.
There we go.
Yeah.
Smith again He'll have the first down yardage as the clock continues to run.
60 yards rushing against Anderson, 83 yards rushing against Manchester, 78 yards rushing against Bluffton, and then today having a whale of a game. So, yeah, I mean, this is, you play at Wrights,
Gotta have the Wrights Bowl.
Yeah, set the 2021 set the single game rushing record at Wrights. That's saying something.
Pretty solid running back.
Yeah.
He goes again down the middle, and he's going to score. Wow. Smith with the touchdown.
How about that?
11-yard run and score for the freshman. So he puts that one in. It's 75-21. Rose-Hulman with the lead.
I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued, Herb. I really am.
Well, I think he's a pretty good running back, and we're going to see him every year from here on out.
Yeah, he is. Boy, I'm very intrigued. You mentioned Rapierda, just a junior. And Smith there. Boy, that's going to be a nice old tandem.
Kick is up and good, and we'll take a short break. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
So 76 points on the board for Rose-Hulman, 76-21, as Rose-Hulman continues to score. This time it's with the second team in the second half.
And the fact that the second team started the second half, to me, is big. I am very appreciative of that. I mean, you get the first teamers a break, give them, make sure they're healthy. Well, of course, you got practice coming up this week, but you want them to be healthy for Hanover and Mount. You need that. You're going to need the first team to be healthy during those two games. So,
touchback by Whitesell, and when we look at this ball game, Rose-Hulman has just consistently moved the football.
They have,
and that's one thing where, and it didn't matter first or second team, they just have done a nice job in moving the ball. And their fast-paced offense, the plays they're running, they've really executed well. Now, the second team has missed a couple of the execution points.
Sure. But that's what the second team
does. That's
why. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, and like the screen, the hold on the screen, the first unit doesn't get those holds. The second one did.
Yeah. No timing issue. And
3-3 stacked defense for Rose-Hulman, the second unit. Then they bring a couple guys.
Good block
inside run, and a nice one that time by senior quarterback for Defiance. Again, Jordan Ambrose.
It's surprising that he's, running the ball. He's slow to get up. He is trying to get up, but he's still down. That's not what you want to see.
No, it isn't. And with him down on the field, we'll take a short break. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look both ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Jelani Warren from Palmetto, Florida is the replacement, and with that, Jordan Ambrose walking a little bit better as he got off the field. Let's hope he's okay and continue playing. He's had a pretty good year, and they've got a couple ball games here at the end of the year where Defiance can win these. They're going to play Manchester and Bluffton, and both of those teams, and Bluffton is an arch rival right now of Defiance. They've played for many years. That's been one of the traditional rivalries in both the HCAC, but even prior to that in the old Hoosier Buckeye, and back before that it was Defiance and Bluffton playing some spectacular football. And so when you look at those, Defiance has a chance to win those last two ball games. Here's the problem with Defiance's schedule. They open up the HCAC play with Hanover, Mount St. Joe, and Franklin. Yeah. That's not an opener that you want. What you want to open up with is some of the teams that have been on the bottom of the league, so you can gain a little bit of momentum and get some confidence. And right now they don't have as much as what they need to compete at that high level. 4th and 3 for the Yellow Jackets. Looking at blitz off the edge. He gets away, and he's got a chance. He should pick this one up easy. Jelani is running down the sideline. He's going to make a move, go out of bounds. First down, Defiance, and that's a really nice run by the freshman. Again, number 14, Jelani Warren, a quarterback from Palmetto, Florida.
And just a great job to elude that first tackle. It was a tackle for loss. It's going to be an end of the possession, but you elude that tackle, and Rose-Hulman gets a timeout here defensively, just in the nick of time.
And it is a timeout. Rose-Hulman will take one as well. You're watching HCAC football on Indiana Sports Network.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
I ran out of my pain meds too quickly.
I took more and more to get through my day.
I did anything to get them.
I needed help. I needed hope. I found them both.
Professional, safe, no wait times, quality treatment. Regain something lost. Call or go to winrecovery.org.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Defiance with the football, 1st and 10. Jelani Warren.
Short, under pressure. And good sportsmanship there to help him up. Riley Lopian there with the pressure.
2nd and 10. 10:08 left to go in the ball game.
3 seconds elapsed off the clock on that play, Herb. Just to let you know there.
3 receivers at the top of the screen. And again, with the injury to Jordan Ambrose, and he's standing on the sideline, and he does not have ice or anything on, so that's a pretty good sign. Hopefully it's just not much. Nice throw. Ball. Boy, he fired that one in there and picks up the first down, and a pretty good curl route, number 80 on the reception. That's Tawan Rome, and Rome had been injured earlier in the ballgame as well. Nice to see him back on the field, and makes a pretty good catch, and again, Defiance moving the football. Warren takes the snap, settles up, could run this one, and he's going to make a move and going to get a run to the edge down inside the 25-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Defiance.
Yeah, at some point you got to make a move. You got that clock going off in your head. He makes a move, and even better, got out of bounds to not take a hit. If you're a second-string quarterback, you need to be able to finish this game off. So no unnecessary hits. Go out of bounds after you get your yardage.
3 receivers to the top of the screen. Warren looks for the corner route. He's got a man open. Touchdown. He caught that one in the back of the end zone, and Jelani Warren has picked up a touchdown pass by throwing the football to number 7, and that is Michael Martin, a junior wide receiver from Nashville.
That's a nice ball. It was a very well-delivered pass to the corner of the end zone for Martin, and good job to move the ball by Defiance.
27 points on the board for Defiance as they continue to fight offensively. Kicker is Sanchez. Kick is up. And he gets that one through. 28 points now for Defiance. The score is 76-28, and we'll return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
There was a time when your local pharmacy defined your community. Before the days of long lines and drive-through national chains, pharmacists gave your health personal attention, and you always met with a familiar face. Back then, your questions were always answered, even when you forgot to ask. In Brazil, Indiana, that friendly local pharmacy has always been Lynn's Pharmacy since 1872. We are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology, still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
(76-28), Rose-Hulman with the lead, and they will gain control of the football. 9:13 left to go here in the fourth period. This could set an all-time high for Rose-Hulman because they've moved the football. Even with their second unit, they continue to move it. Two returners back, Jay Smith and Eli Silva. Sanchez tees it up for Defiance College. Kick down, hits at the 21, picked up by Silva, and he's got a chance to take this one. Oh, what an ankle biter tackle there. Number 37 for Defiance, that's Terrence Morgan Jr., the freshman from Youngstown, Ohio, makes that tackle, and he's hurt on the play as well. Really tough one. He may have got kicked in the face on that one. We'll take a short break. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network.
Easterwood makes the handoff, a new running back into the ball game for Rose-Hulman. 26 for Rose-Hulman, and that's Josh Pearson, another freshman. He's from Columbus, Ohio. 5'9" running back, 185 pounds. Gained 4 yards on that carry. Easterwood checks for another play. Running that clock down. And he'll take the handoff, go pounding up the middle. Gain another 2 or 3 yards. It'll be third and short, about 4 yards to go for that first down. And kudos to the Rose-Hulman cross-country team who just won the HCAC championship just a few moments ago. We were informed by the sports information director, Kevin Lanke, that's pretty good. (76-28) is our score. 7:40 left to go in the ball game. They quick pass outside, and he could have been lit up on that one. A missed block on the edge. It'll bring up fourth down, and out will come the punting unit as they've not reached the 50. Or will they do it and just turn it over right here? They're going to punt the football. So out comes the punting unit for Rose-Hulman. Had trouble with that early in as Toller didn't handle the snap well.
Right.
So Andrew Toller will step back to punt the football. Deep for Defiance. It appears to be Clark, and a timeout's called by Defiance College. And we'll take one as well. You're watching Indiana Sports Network. Didn't have enough people.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1. You are. You're #1 at York.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Defiance appears to be in a rush mode. We'll see if they go, and they bring him. He gets it off, and it's a beautiful punt. Goes over the head, down inside the 10, and draws back just like you'd want it to. And that's where, again, Defiance will end up with the football at the 14, 15-yard line is what they're going to say on the touchdown or touchback. That ball hit and bounced right back. Looked like some golfer trying to pull it back and draw it back when you hit a good iron shot.
I can't do that, but, you know, I've seen people do it.
So Defiance comes out. They scored on their last possession. And that's one thing. If you look at the Defiance Yellow Jackets, they didn't score in their first game, but that's understandable. But they scored 23, 33, 20, 35, 19, and 32.
Yeah. That's a load of points. I mean, the offense, you could just tell, we just moved the ball so well at times. But then in that same drive, it would just get bogged down. And so...
Well, in the other part, they've turned the ball over 3 times, and all 3 Rose-Hulman capitalized on. You score touchdowns off of turnovers, and the game gets out of control very quickly. And this one did. A couple different players into the ball game for Defiance. Cooper Sloan, the running back, in the ball game for the Yellow Jackets. Warren's going to try to throw. Nope. He's going to take off downfield, try to make a play, and he gets close to that first down yardage. He'll be 2 yards short. But third down. It'll be 3rd down and 2. So Defiance trying to get another one start. They got the offsides. There's a free play. He's going to throw the ball deep. He's got a man open and, dropped out there. Just couldn't get to it. Defensive pressure by number 36 for Rose-Hulman. They're going to end up with a first down anyhow, the freshman defensive back. Akputo, that's Colin Akputo, a freshman from Chicago, Illinois, on the defensive coverage. And he was beaten, tracked him down. But it'll give Defiance another first down. Really, Warren's had a much better chance going back to pass, eluding a rusher, and then going after the first down by running. 3-man rush. Warren going deep. He's got a man way downfield, and that's potentially a flag. There it comes.
Yeah.
So it'll be a first down for Defiance. 15 yards up the field will mark the ball at the 43-yard line, and that's where Defiance will have a first down.
Letting them air this young man, letting this young man air it out, aren't they?
He's got to do something. Might as well let him play at this point.
Yeah.
Game's out of control, but at the same time, he's going to have learning experiences. He's going to gain valuable experience in this one. He's a very athletic young man, able to run the football. You put him in the open field. He has speed. And you can see he can throw it. And believe it or not, he underthrew that ball by about
Yes, he did.
5 to 7 yards.
Receiver had to try to come back for it.
He saw him, though. That's
the
difference is when you see somebody and you know you have a shot and you take it, you better get him the football. Motion across into a 2-by-2 set. Warren looking. He's going to escape. Escape again. Picks up yardage. Another first down, and he's down to the 45-yard line. And he's moved the football. Not forcing the throws, but taking what the defense is going to give him. So first down for Defiance.
So much going on for Rose-Hulman as a college here, athletically here at this time of year. Volleyball, men's and women's soccer getting ready for their conference tournaments. Men's soccer earns the #1 seed. Women's soccer, the #2 seed. Volleyball, not sure what seed, but they will host. Had a man overshot him just a little bit, but all three of those teams will host games Wednesday evening. Kevin Lake is a little busy, but I might have to try to sneak and ask him what time. You know, we got men's and women's soccer. But I don't know which one, who's playing what time, Tony Harper. Have they said that yet? That's what I was wanting to ask him. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wanting to ask him, if he knew that yet. But so men's and women's soccer both will host because of their fantastic season. Both undefeated men, 8-0-1. They drew at Hanover and on last week. Pressure, and he's going down.
He got it into it. Nice play and improvise and a first down for Defiance.
Sometimes you have to improvise, Herb.
Really nice job.
Yeah, he's almost in the grass. I don't think they call that anymore, but he was close to that old penalty they used to call. But the women, undefeated as well, 6-0-3. They drew at Hanover. 1-1 last week, and so both will host. Sloan
run up
touchdown.
the middle. Sloan touchdown. Defiance, and another 30-point ball game for
good.
Defiance. They have run the ball, moved it. Offensively, they can score. They just have not been able to hold back the onslaught by the Fighting Engineers this afternoon. And you're really going to look at the total number of points on this one. And that's a lot of points on the board, folks.
Yeah, you're already looking at 110.
110
already. You know, he's got an extra point and then 4:17 to go.
110 points on the board, could be 111. I think that's the way we'll do it from now on.
Wonder what the over-under was on this bad boy.
It's a good kick. And the score, 76-35, when we return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
So that, folks, 111 points is a lot of points on the scoreboard in a ball game. And for Rose-Hulman, 62 in that first half. And from then on, it's been second teams. 62-14 in the first half. But Defiance has continued to play hard, and their offense has moved the ball, put them in scoring position. And another touchdown on the board for the Yellow Jackets. And they're going to try an onside kick. And don't be surprised if he flips this ball to the left. And a timeout by Rose-Hulman. We'll take one as well. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Well, that's the final timeout for Rose-Hulman. They've extended all 3 of theirs.
You sure they're not going to borrow one from next week, Hanover?
They may need one next week. Hanover and Rose don't like each other very much. And with that, Hanover could really cause things if they would win that ball game, because then the Mount St. Joe game, if Rose could win that, you could have a 3-way conference tie.
And wouldn't that just be, that would be so HCAC. Oh, my. Just, you know. Wasn't that just, how many years ago we had that 3-way tie? Was that 2 years ago or 3 years ago?
About 3 years ago, I believe.
And it was the same, it was,
he got a shuffle, and he got it.
He got it, too.
Did he get it?
He touched it. I don't know if he grabbed it.
He had it, but missed it.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a really good onside kick.
Yeah.
And
oh my! And he did take a bow.
He took a bow on the kick. The kick was a great. That was an absolutely great kick. He just didn't get it. So Rose-Hulman will have the football. 4:14 left to go in the ball game. Rose-Hulman will have possession of the football. Rick Easterwood, a sophomore quarterback from Bakersfield, California, has gone the whole second half. And Rose-Hulman has ended up with the football, scoring it a couple times here. They have 14 points in the second half.
He's lined up offsides.
Yep.
He by a yard, Herb. By a yard. His entire helmet was over the line of scrimmage.
Well, I think everybody wants to go home on this one. 76-35 the score, and the clock's running.
He's going to do it again, too. Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah. Back up, kid. Back up.
Easterwood, the quarterback.
Oh, my gosh.
Play action pass. He's going for the fade. He doesn't get it. It's a holding call.
Herb, after that onside kick, my first thought was, who's the deep shot going to go to? 'Cause I knew they were going to take a deep shot after that onside kick. I think that honked him off. And you had a feeling that they were going to try to score another one on a deep shot.
And the pass was intended for number 15. That's for Rose-Hulman. Wide receiver Jacob Mitchell, a sophomore from Marshall, Illinois, just down the road here. 3 receivers, top of the screen. The hold gives Rose-Hulman a first down. They'll hand it off, and a move right down the middle, and a broken tackle. Ball's loose.
I thought he was
down.
He was down.
And they're going to say he was down. The ball's at the 13-yard line. It'll be first down, Rose-Hulman. 38. Grayson Harvey, the running back, freshman from Cicero, Indiana.
Yeah, what high school is that?
That one I don't know the high school. No, it's north of Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I've been there a couple times. Oh, nice tackle on the inside. He'll gain a yard.
I can't, I mean, I know it, but I can't remember it. I'm like, man, what high school is that at Cicero? Now it's going to bug me.
That's an area I haven't coached in.
Okay.
Rose-Hulman with the football. 2:50 left to go in the ball game. Hand up inside, and again, hog-tied and drugged down there at about the 10-yard line.
You said that perfectly. That's exactly what happened.
Another good run, Grayson Harvey. You're going to hand it off one more time to him, and he's brought down with just a yard gain. It'll be 4th and about 5. 4th down and 5. 76-35 is our score. 1:56 left to go in the ball game, and the clock's running. They're going to hand it off, and he's swamped in the backfield. That'll be a 3-yard loss, and Defiance will take over 1st and 10. 1:36 left to go in the ball game. Don't be surprised if Defiance takes a shot or two. There's some words exchanged by both of these programs, and people waving and blowing kisses and all kinds of stuff.
Taking a bow.
So don't be surprised if Rose-Hulman finds a deep one being thrown towards, and I'm going to say it's probably going to go towards number 80, either Rome or 81. Both of those guys on the outside have some speed, and there's some subs in the ballgame. They're going to hand it off, and that's a pretty solid run up the field. 23 on the carry. Again, he's had a touchdown, and Cooper Sloan, as he ran the last one in from about 20 out. 1:20 left to go in the ball game.
Grayson Harvey went to Cathedral.
Okay.
Not necessarily in Cicero, but he went to Cathedral. He graduated from Cathedral. So here he goes.
Blitz. Here comes Warren, and he's going to be swamped in and sacked in the backfield, and with 1:03 left to go in the ball game.
Yeah.
And if he'd have gotten that off, it would have been interesting because, again, speed on the outside for Defiance. They have receivers with speed. Just hard for him. He couldn't get that one out. Just could not throw it up.
That's kind of the name of the day, game of the game for Rose-Hulman today, is a pressure in the backfield defensively. They've just been back there so much today.
Not a lot of sacks, but a lot of throwaways by Defiance trying to keep away. He's got a chance. Throws it, got a crossing route, and a man in the open field. And he's still going, and he could go all the way. Down the left sideline, number 80 on the catch is Rome, and he'll go in for the score. And there is a penalty flag at the 36-yard line.
Oh, wow. Wouldn't that be something?
5 seconds left to go in the ball game. Rome went the distance. And we'll see what it's going to be. The officials are talking this one over. And here's the bad part. The official has both his hat and his flag out, which means he's got 2.
Yeah.
So potentially could be offsetting, and they have to replay the down.
That would be horrendous.
They're talking to the Defiance coach. They're pulling the offense back for Defiance. So it's an explanation going on. Illegal participation against Defiance is because he came back in to make a block.
Are you serious?
That's what they're saying.
Give me a break.
So they're not going to have a touchdown on that one, although it's a tremendous play.
Man.
Tawan Rome went flying on that one, got the crosser, made a move, and scored.
I'm just going to say this, Herb. Why call that right there? If you're going to let those 2 times the receiver was lined off of offside. 2 times in a row with the referee right there. Didn't call that. Don't call that at the last play of the game, man. Come on.
5 seconds left to go.
Gee whiz. He was a yard offside, Herb.
And the clock winding down. He's going to take another shot. He's got one down the sideline. He's got it, and he's still running. Still running. Oh! He gets hauled down at the 17-yard line. Another big bomb for Defiance as they take that shot down there. Didn't quite get it in. And the Defiance Yellow Jackets go down in defeat to Rose-Hulman 76-35. And again, tremendous effort by Rose-Hulman's first unit in the first half as they were able to put 62 points on the board. For Rose-Hulman, they still maintain their position as tied for first place with Mount St. Joe. 2 ball games coming up next week. Rose-Hulman is at Hanover, a 2 p.m. start. And then on November 12th, what it looks to and it will be a conference championship day for Rose-Hulman, because even if they would lose that one, they still have a chance to gain conference championship as they will take on Mount St. Joe at Cincinnati for a 1:30 start. So the next 2 ball games will determine what happens to Rose-Hulman. If they win both of them, they'll be in the national playoffs. If they would lose one of those ball games, they'll not be there. And that's just what's going to happen. So it all comes down to 2 ball games for Rose-Hulman. They've had a great season in the conference. Again, losing their first 3 games really doesn't matter at this point. They have to win the last 2 to have a chance for a conference championship and an NCAA Division III playoff bid, and we'll see what these guys can do. 20 seniors here for Rose-Hulman on Senior Day as they celebrate by singing the school fight song as they do after every victory here at home. And again, for my partner, Walter Gordon, I'm Herb King. We're going to say so long after this one. We've had a great day of football here at Rose-Hulman. 76 points on the board. It's not a record. It's pretty close, but a record for the first half. 76-35. Rose-Hulman with the victory.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network. This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.